not weak-minded when we choose to make a bonnet cool
So as
or
a whole, you saying we not weak-minded?
No.
We're the innovators. We created a majority of this shit. Majority of this shit that we see happening is because of us. The daily necessities were created by us. But what they do, they went ahead and stole that shit. That's why I said they the real ghetto culture. They ain't got their own identity. They steal from us.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Cool Down Den. I'm your host, Stu. Today we are joined by a beautiful, beautiful plethora of people here on the podcast that we're talking about something I literally just discovered not too long ago. All right. Have you ever just got tired? Not physically, but tired of what you see around you as a black person. Tired of seeing us move backwards when we should be leveling up. That feeling right there. That's what we're calling black fatigue. Tonight, we're diving deep into it. Okay. The frustration, the love, and the real talk behind wanting better for our people. So, question number one, we're going to dive straight into it. And Jay, you said you had a lot to say about this podcast. I'm going to have you go first. When you hear the phrase black fatigue, what does it mean to you personally?
Personally, it don't mean shit to me because I ain't tired of my folks. I love my people. And in my opinion, we can't do no fucking wrong because we're the ones being wrong. Matter of fact, let's talk about the ghetto culture, because I ain't gonna lie to you, Stu. When you made the flyer, you pissed me off with that. Talk about the ghetto. We tired of the ghetto culture. The real ghetto culture is the culture that's stealing from us. That's the ghetto culture. Because what happened in the ghetto? We get robbed. We get shot.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the real ghetto culture.
Mm-hmm. So going back on that, the robbing, the shooting, the killing, who doing it?
Who started it?
Who started it? Fuck who doing it.
I agree with who started it. I 100% agree.
Who started the robbery? Why we getting robbed for our interventions? How come we not getting looked at as innovators? Why we getting looked at as criminals and shit?
I feel that. But on the flip side, Jay, on the flip side of it, though, it's the same thing as saying, like, look, yeah, my mama and my daddy may taught me bad habits on how to eat, but I, at 30 years old, am continuing to eat bad. So, is it their fault at 30 years old that I still eat bad? No, because I made those choices.
My nigga, we started 400 years behind. What are you talking about?
I agree.
We're still behind. Go ahead. I will put you at the 100 yards and we racing. We running the 400 and you're still gonna beat me. You're placed at 100 yards. I'm placed at the starting line. You're gonna beat me in the 400-yard race.
Stop the cap.
Again, we started 400 years behind, nigga. We're not gonna catch up. No matter how you feel it, no matter how you spend it.
Yeah, I can see it.
And the thing is, you're probably looking at the billionaires that we do have, right? But are they the richest motherfuckers on the planet? Do they have the most power? No. Why? Because systematically it won't happen.
I agree.
So no matter how you flip it or spin it, nigga, we're behind. We can't catch up.
We definitely are behind.
So what we do, we make the best of what we got.
That's different, Stu. But now, like, I think about it, how is it different? I mean, okay, I get how. Okay. But Jay, you said your piece. Alicia, what you think? And when you hear the term black fatigue, what do you think of?
I wasn't thinking about what this subject was going to be of. I thought more of like us being like discriminated against here, dealing with, just our daily life as a black person in the United States. That's what I was thinking. Like, am I tired of dealing with that? Like, do I want to move out the country type shit?
No, I feel that. And then that's a whole nother part of being black. You know, niggas be sick of this shit here in America. For sure. Like, I think Marcus Garvey might have had a point when he said go back to Africa. I agree. Look, sometimes.
I've been wanting to move out the country for about like 6-7 years. I ain't gonna hold you.
You want to hear the craziest thing about moving outside of the country?
What?
First thing that President Trump did when he got in office. Why are we hearing about all the plane crashes? After all these years, we ain't heard about nan plane crash. Now, we don't hear about it too often, but it happens often.
Right.
But all of a sudden, this nigga gets into the Oval Office, and next thing you know, the media picks up on the shit. Scare tactics. Keep your black
Mm.
ass where you at. And then on top
Mm.
of that, why every fucking info commercial Africa is about the folks in between the cities, the tribes in between the cities. Oh, with 1 quarter a day, you could feed this hungry child. Meanwhile, Africa has beautiful ass cities,
I mean,
big
that's in the
dumb
90s
ass
though.
buildings. But I'm just saying though,
That's
why
that's
is
the
that?
90s.
Why is that actually? Why is that showing up more than what really needs to be showing up?
Yeah, no, that definitely is 100% systematic, and that goal, that's one of my points for later on. I think it's another question later on, but how we are viewed in the public eye. Period. That's why I don't watch reality TV. I fucking hate reality TV. But, lady, on to you. When you hear the term black fatigue, what did you think about?
I agree with Alicia and Jay. It could go either which way. It depends on how you look at it, what day it is, what
Mm-hmm.
time it is. It just all depends. Sometimes I'm tired of our people, and sometimes I'm with our people. It just depends on the circumstance.
Right. I feel that. Devin, what you think?
I love ghetto shit.
Oh, that's funny. He said, "I
I,
love ghetto shit." Oh, so elaborate on that a little bit. What you mean by ghetto shit? When you think, okay, let's change the question up a little bit. When you think of ghetto, what you think of?
I think. Well, first of all, we could just use the example. When I got on here, y'all was already here, and I was late. I couldn't help that. I wanted to be on time, but the blood in me just not gonna let me.
Late. You was here 2
You
minutes
was on
before 3
CP
o'clock.
time.
You was
Like, like
You was on
fine.
CP time.
you don't know how.
Nah,
I got my little sweat rag. I'm like, oh
nope,
man, we gotta
nah,
get on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, Devin. I ain't gonna even allow you to do that because you was on God
Yeah,
time.
you was
You
on
on
time.
God
I
time.
was on God
That's
time.
you
See,
on God time.
that's the
We
time I
ain't
go
late.
by.
Nigga, we don't ever be late. We be on God time. Fuck
That's
that,
right. You
man.
know it.
No, we be on God time.
But to some people, I just like shit that I ain't supposed to like.
Yeah, you can cuss. Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. Hey, you can cuss. Hey, this is a podcast for everybody. For everybody. If you see my stream, I don't let nothing. I don't hold nothing back. So it's the same thing with the podcast, man. So hey, I mean, let me let it be known here. I love my people 100%. I guess, and Jake can vouch for this. I just hold my people to a higher standard. Let me put it that way, right? I want the best for my people, and so sometimes I see shit and I think about, oh, like, we're working so hard to get past this shit, and doing shit like that is just gonna give the enemy ammo on us. Let's put it that
Oh,
way.
they also are gonna put our problems out there more than they put theirs.
100%. 100%. They
White men,
Clock it.
white men,
100%.
white men are the only men in America that are called family annihilators because they don't murder strangers. They murder their family. They'll murder their kids. They like
The
90
dog.
people that they don't. Yeah, they
The
gonna
dog too. The dog got to get it.
we gonna go hurt a stranger. I know Ice Cube said it in one of the movies. Like, we hurt people that's, you know what I'm saying, ain't got nothing to do with us. But they also gonna put ours out there. Like,
Right, for sure. For sure. Nell said something here. I want to talk about you and bring that up. You have to be mindful of transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. We still show signs of trauma from our ancestors, and some of us have to break that. And nails, that's actually gonna be a topic for later. I think I talked to you about the nails, about talking about Willie Lynch, and that episode was gonna be a fire episode. I don't want to wait till February, but I might have to wait that till February because that's deep. What you talking about? That's deep. We ain't gonna dive into that deep on this podcast at least, but that's deep.
we can. It's all relative.
It is already. It is 100%.
If
So
it's generational, then it shouldn't be subjected to one time of the year. Because you falling into the white man trap. Talk about wait till February. We need to be talking about that shit right now, today.
let it be known. I said I wanted to have it in December. I ain't want to wait till February.
Okay, I
It
just
was
thought you was a little.
no. I just wanted to be like, I just want to let me know. I was like, no, let's talk about this shit in December. I said December, cause I already have November planned out. But I was like, but it was like, no, say that in February, it hit harder. I'm like, but that's just
I mean, literally, that's the only thing that I'm tired of. If we talking about what we're tired of when it comes to our culture, I'm tired of generational trauma being passed on. That is the only thing I can legitimately say that I'm tired of.
I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. Generational curses, like, bro, and it just it is for males and females. Everyone has their own family generational thing, no matter what it is, right? And that all needs to stop. But that comes from education and knowing a what a generational curse is, and b having the tools to equip it, right? So that's one thing. We're gonna get into the next question, man. I'm not even gonna read that. So lady, I'm gonna ask to see you, do you think the fatigue comes more from the outside world or from what we see happening inside our own community?
No, I think when you love your people, you have a right to want the best for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can I can tell you all day long, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. It's up to you to decide that. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be disappointed in you when you do it. That don't mean I'm gonna love you any less. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so the fatigue doesn't come from the outside because at the end of the day, we know who we are and we know what we're about. The thing that's interesting about me is that I always it's like black men I absolutely love because they misunderstood. But because they will put out one face, I'm angry, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But when you actually sit and talk to them, you get a better understanding. That don't mean that when he go out here and he go shoot so and so, I'm not gonna be disappointed. That don't mean I'm gonna be like, you know what? Fuck these black men. No, you could be tired and still love a thing.
True. That is true. You can definitely be tired and love. Alicia, what do you think? What do you think? I'm gonna read the question again because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot that shit already. Do you think that the fatigue comes more from the outside world or from seeing your community?
I don't want to piggyback off of what Boss Lady just said. Like, it's kind of like a parent-kid relationship. Like, you could show your kid whatever, teach them whatever, but when they get off in the world, they're gonna make their own decisions. Like, at the end of the day, you could do something, and I'm gonna be disappointed in you, but I don't know. I'm just for black people. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't I don't get this fatigue. I ain't sick of the black shit. I'm just not. All of it.
Hey,
The
I
good
love
and
that.
the bad.
Jay, I'm gonna leave Devin last. And then you can answer first. Next question, Devin. Jay, what you think? Do you think that fatigue comes from outside or inside?
That fatigue come from the outside. It comes from how we are told and taught how we're supposed to look. We're supposed to look, we're supposed to play, we're supposed to act, we're supposed to do everything like the majority. Because the majority rules. So we're supposed to be quiet like the majority. We're supposed to think like the majority. We're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
move like the majority. But in all actuality, the majority want to be like us. They love our culture. They love what we bring to the table, but they hate us. Again,
That's deep shit right
I
there.
ain't gonna say everybody. But I'm just saying when you actually look at it, it's the majority. The majority rules. So if the majority say we're supposed to be quiet in this library, we're supposed to be quiet in this library. So if we're supposed to wear our hair straight because that's what we see majority on TV, what we gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and get those relaxers out and get that straight ass hair. You know what I'm saying? So majority is the reason why we feel the way we feel about our own people.
So you don't believe in when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Nah, nah. Let's fuck them Romans and fuck the majority. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
Romans will fuck you up, man. Romans control 80% of the world at one point. Like,
Don't give a
But
damn
I
if they
also
don't
think
control
though with
me.
that, it's just kind of normalized to follow what is going on at the time. Like if you see everybody doing it, especially like when you younger, you
Go
just
ahead, jump off
automatically
that
gonna
bridge with
do
them
it.
then.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you don't even necessarily think about it. You just do it. Like oh,
I think it's in what the reason, right? So like you said, the
yeah.
library, right? You definitely you can't tell me you gonna look like the fool. You walk in the library and you just talking loud on your phone.
That's why
mm-hmm.
I ain't been in the library since I was 6.
No, niggas, because you can't read. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Type shit. I can't read either. Shit, fuck it. I can't read, so fuck it. I ain't going in there. What I'm going in there for?
All right, so Devin, what do you think, man? Do you think it's more from outside or from inside when it comes to black fatigue?
I just see my understanding of black fatigue is like they took it and for themselves. So I really, even now, us talking about it is like I'm not sick of shit. Like,
For that,
and
yeah.
I don't. I'm not about to say like what's it like a community. Like people be like, oh, I'm sick of our community. That'd be certain people doing that. That's
Mhm.
not the whole community. So when they say that, that's like them trying to switch the narrative. Like it's 5 grannies on the block and they ain't shoot nobody. But the 2 little niggas that did, they want to be like the community. But I can't hear it. Can't hear it.
No, I was talking to Shaq.
Okay. But yeah, I just don't get the community part of it. Like when people say that, like
Not feel that. So I guess I should have gave some context before we actually started talking about this. Topic was planned a month ago, right? And so a month ago, I was researching, looking. I'm like, what can I do in November? And I was like, black fatigue. What the fuck is that? And I thought, like you did, Leash. I'm like, is it just black people being tired of being black because we always being shot at and shit all the time, and how hard it is in America? That's what I thought at first.
Mm.
But then when I
Mhm.
looked at it, and I was like, it started with white people saying we're sick of being the reason why black people can't be ahead. We're sick of being blamed for everything. We're sick
But y'all are the reason.
like so it started with there's a movement of Caucasians in America saying, well, that was my ancestors that did that, not me, and I'm getting blamed for it. I'm catching the hell for it when that was my grandfather from shit like that. That's how it started, right?
Mm.
And so I was like, well, I mean, it is. I mean, if my grandfather shot your grandfather, you wouldn't like me either. But you know, so that's how I started. And then as I did more research, I found that there are other black people that are just like, yo, we sick of this ghetto shit. So it turned from black fatigue to ghetto fatigue because there was a group of black people that are like, hold on now, we ain't part of that group of people that you saying. So it turned into right.
Well, I got a
anybody.
And so
question. I got a question after Devin get done talking.
That's all I gotta say. Anybody saying they tired of ghetto fatigue, that's weird, bro.
But
That's weird.
my question is, what is ghetto? Like, what is people considering ghetto? Because I feel
okay,
like that could be viewed differently from everybody. Like,
I agree.
are
It
you
definitely
saying
can
like what
be
the public eye perceives as ghetto that we do? Because to me, it's not ghetto. It's like kind of normal.
exactly.
I
I
think ghetto is subjective.
it is
Yes.
so when the terms came up and Jay mad at me because how I put the flyer and shit, but the flyer got the numbers in. You feel me? But no, look, the reason why the term ghetto, right? It's just how yes, the masses view certain things and how they choose to phrase certain things. At the end of the day, a ghetto is just a place. That term was coined in World War II with the Jewish people. So a
Mhm.
ghetto was just a place, right? But the mindset or what people do that people consider ghetto is what we're talking about. So we're talking about, you know, all the normal black cliches that people say.
Wearing bonnets in
Being
the grocery
loud,
store.
being
Ghetto.
loud in movie theaters, always fighting, killing each other, stealing. I mean, we know what we know what they say about us, right? We know what they say.
Mhm.
We know what they say. So that type of culture. And so when I was doing this research for this podcast, I saw that there was a group of black people that were like, yo, we sick of that shit too, making us look bad. So that's how I
Dang,
was
I
like,
wish you could insert a clip of that, like a little short clip.
I should actually. I didn't know. No, I actually saved one on YouTube. Go ahead, Jay. You talk. I know you got something to say. I'm gonna go find it because there was a clip on YouTube that I forgot to add to this. Go ahead, Jay.
So boom, right? That goes back to what I said when it comes to the majority. Being taught by the majority that this, that, and the third is bad, view-eyed in public. So wearing the bonnet in the store, that's viewed as a bad thing because I'm trying to protect my hair. You looking at me as,
That's
oh,
not
you
you.
ghetto.
You look unkempt. when you come in the grocery store with your
How?
pajamas and your
How?
bonnet on.
Okay, hold on.
But
Now I understand.
a white girl could wear a messy bun, and you wouldn't say that about
She
her.
look a mess too.
You wouldn't say that though.
No, that's a hairstyle to them.
She look
Big
a mess too.
facts. Big facts. They
She
told her
said
X that shit nappy. You feel me?
Because
Meanwhile,
again, and
I'm preserving my
Nels
hair.
just said it in the comments. It's a difference between black shit and black culture and
No, you're
ghetto
right, though,
shit.
Dilla. You're right. You're right.
We have to separate the two because some of
100%.
it is ghetto. Because back in the day, your grandmas didn't feel like you should go into the store. It's not that the white man told her that. Her mama told her when you go outside, you look like somebody.
And who told her? Her mama
Who
told her that
that,
too.
though?
But
Man,
look,
my friend used to go
well,
outside with
let's-
pennies
let's-
on her fucking head. Like,
Let's go back to what we was before we came
Not
over
you get
here,
out the
whether you
phone.
believe it or not. But whatever they say our ancestors supposed to be. Now, my ancestry say I'm about 37% Nigerian, okay? So when I go look at the Nigerians before America and all this other stuff, we was looking like kings and queens. We wasn't just outside with our hair looking. I'm not talking about the afro because I got locks, right? I'm not talking about the afro. I'm not talking about the do-rag. I'm talking about you gotta look like you put together. Now let me just make this funny. It's like the Call of Duty character, the one with the pajamas.
Her dirty ass.
Dirty
I
as
hate
fuck.
her ass.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
hate her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about her. They ain't give us no backstory. But when you see her coming, you on alert. Why? She got on pajamas and she looked like she ain't took a shower in however
And
long.
she like she need to get killed.
Nah,
There you go.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, pajamas out in the public is cool because I don't like it myself. That's
Me
a
neither.
personal preference. I
That's
don't
white.
like pajamas.
That's white ghetto shit though. Cause
Exactly.
Yeah, that is though.
That's what
Man, I
I'm
be
saying.
seeing people at work with pajamas on.
And who be doing it?
The white people.
You know. You feel
white
me? So that's
people.
what
Now,
I'm saying.
I will say this though, because I've had this conversation with my own mama multiple times. Lady, we grew up in a family to where like, yo, you don't do that, right? You don't come outside with a partner. Like that shit. If you do that, when you get to my grandmama's house, let's say for instance, we was having a family get together, and you came in my grandmama's house with a bonnet on, you're getting pulled to the side and getting your ass beat off rip. No hesitation, off rip. You getting your ass beat.
quick, you said Nigeria, right?
Watch this.
In that tribe, before y'all was wearing skirts and your Sunday's best, y'all was walking around with your titties out. So if we could get then we'd be all right.
I agree with that. But at the same time, but we not talking about that because again, we're talking
You brought
about
up Nigeria. You brought up the roots. I'm pretty sure your roots didn't have Sunday's best on. They said
because we in Rome, so we have to do as the Romans do.
Romans didn't take baths.
And I definitely ain't following that.
The non-members, they still don't take a bath the way we take a bath. We just learned that a couple years ago.
Man, what?
Oh God.
What?
Oh God. What you mean you don't wash your legs?
They don't
They
take
wash their legs.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if we just want to bring it back to ghetto is subjective. Now, what the white people gonna say is ghetto is different than what we gonna say is ghetto, right? Because again, we could go back to Jay's example. If you come in the library, I'm studying because amongst all of that, he might say, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in the library. I want to be loud. You interrupting me though. Because I might really be studying and I might really need to take this test and you come in here being loud. I'm going to look at you like this ghetto ass nigga.
I feel
Facts.
I feel that.
Facts.
We can't let them, what we cannot do is let them decide what's ghetto because we still have to have some type of dignity within our culture. We can't just let everything fly. We got to stop doing that because me personally, and I heard y'all say it a couple times is I don't believe in a system. The system is holding us back. I don't believe in that.
Hey.
Because if we stop trying to sit at their table, we won't have to worry about a system. We keep trying to sit at their table.
Remember last time we tried not to sit at their table? We tried not sitting at their table. We created our own shit. What they do? What that system do? What that system do?
Because we still got Uncle Ruckus and Uncle Tom who's willing to sell us out. Let's just be honest.
Okay. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because that a part of, like you said, Devin, earlier in the podcast, sometimes, the ghetto is just party, right? It's just, so
No, it's just I just like
Nah,
It's just like
hey,
nah,
that's
nah.
what
Matter
you
of
said
I
fact,
earlier,
don't
right?
stop
party.
using that.
I don't
That's what
party.
he
Hey,
said.
hey,
That's what he said. So I'm
I
just,
don't go to clubs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Never in my life. I'm 35 years old. I don't do none
right.
of
So
that.
you're not
Yeah,
full. You're
I'm
not fully
party.
like into it, but there's just certain parts of the
Oh, you not.
negative.
Oh, you're not fully ghetto, head ass nigga.
It's
No,
Yeah,
nigga,
like,
cut
so what
that
you trying
shit.
to
Fuck
say?
that. Cut that
No,
shit.
no, no. I'm just going based off what he said. Just based on what he said. I'm saying. So what I'm saying,
I don't think that stuff is ghetto. I think that's just what people do. White people do
right,
it. Everybody do stuff like that.
for sure.
I don't think certain stuff that, like
What
she
are we
said
talking
earlier,
about?
we can't let them dictate what is and what ain't. I agree with that.
I agree with
Mhm.
100%. So that leads into the next question. Being a part of something. Okay, and I've had this conversation when it comes to zodiacs, right? I've had this conversation when it comes to zodiacs multiple times. I don't like how people, when it comes to zodiacs, let that be their whole fucking personality. I'm sorry. I that's just dumb
I
as fuck.
agree.
And they use that as a fucking scapegoat. Oh, my bad, I'm a dickhead. I'm a fucking, I ain't gonna say nothing because people who are that in chat gonna spend. You know what I'm saying? But my bad, I'm an asshole.
I'm a
Like, no.
Taurus.
Yeah, hey,
I know
hey,
you.
hey,
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 you
hey,
need to chill out.
hey, hey, hey,
Chill
hey,
out.
hey,
I
hey,
knew he was
hey.
gonna
Let me
say
say something
something.
about that. Let me say something about that. Cause
Before we get into that, let me.
okay.
So why do you think that we're gonna go off the word ghetto? But why do you think that mindset or that those actions have become part of our identity? Like, when do we start celebrating the chaos more than we celebrate the calm? And I say that to say, but you brought up Africa, boss lady. Being naked, dancing around, twerking, all that stuff. Those are all ceremonial things. Those things that we did in ceremony and how we did stuff. So now it's just a fucking, you know, girl that they're twerking just because it's fucking like, oh, my back
They
hurt, I guess. Oh, well,
They
celebrating.
just relax,
They
celebrate,
right?
nigga.
Just
They
celebrating.
no,
celebrate
They
life.
celebrating.
The fuck you talking about? They celebrate life.
They
Sometimes
It's
we don't have
it's
to,
celebrating.
but
Monday.
sometimes we should not be celebrating because what have you done today,
You woke up.
I
ma'am?
Be
woke up.
alive.
No, no, that's
So you
not
telling me
enough.
that's enough? What's who
That is
mean?
enough
You don't
That's
sometimes.
understand.
Not to
enough.
be twerking.
You know what that means? That means yesterday I went outside and I made
Uh-huh.
it home safe. So yes, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like throwing some ass. Well, I mean, not me per
I was
se.
about to say,
Please
Jay, you
Not
don't.
me
thought,
per
I
se.
was like, Jay, you thought
We
it was
Pause.
will
Not
about
me
have
me?
some
per se.
additional questions for
But
you.
I'm saying,
Yeah, fuck the
but I'm
podcast, Jay.
saying, but
Yes,
I'm
Jay.
saying, shit, I'm celebrating, nigga. I made it home. I made it home for the next day, and God woke me up the next day. I'm celebrating, and also thanking that God, thanking Him that I made it to the next day.
And that's
So yeah,
good. I like that. I like that. And that's part of being gracious and humble. But at the same time, this is, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me again. I
ain't
don't
no
know.
but to it. That's the
Maybe it's
only
just
way you
me.
going Stu, that's the only way we gonna actually sit here and elevate. We have to thank him for every blessing we have. Stop counting what we don't have and count what we do have.
Okay, let me put it
That's
this
the
way.
problem.
I just talked to my sister on the phone yesterday. Okay, and I'm glad she said this because it led into this conversation right now. My niece is a straight A student, straight A's, right? And so she came home, brought her report card, and she said, "Look, Uncle, I got straight A's." And well, by the time she got to me, I was like the fifth or sixth person she told. I did not know everyone before me was like, no celebration, no twerking, like that. Just like, okay, yeah, cool. Because we are accustomed to her getting straight A's, right? I was the one that was like, let's go, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a lot of money, but you want me to buy you something? And so what she needed was that reassurance. So my point in that is saying, like, when do we stop accepting whatever
The
we
bare
current
minimum.
the current where we are. So for her, her bare minimum is straight A's because that's what we've become accustomed. That's her baseline, right? That's her baseline. So when do we stop accepting as a black culture? And it's a black episode this week. Sorry. When do we stop accepting as a black culture? Just, I woke up and I survived today. I'm sorry, I want to do more than survive.
Can I say something? Again, I'm unapologetically me, and I'm just gonna say what I got to say.
As you should be.
So I'm sick of, and this goes along your line. So just let me cook for a second. I'm sick of kindergarten graduations. I'm sick of fifth grade graduations, and I'm sick of eighth grade graduations. Why? That's the bare minimum. Your mama woke you up today, told you to put your clothes on. I'm gonna take you to school. The mama need the certificate, not you. That was the bare minimum. Now, when you get to high school, I understand high school graduation. When you get to college, I understand college graduation. We set the bare. Again, I'm gonna go back to Africa, and again, you can subscribe to whatever you want to subscribe to about where we came from. If you look at just some of the pictures, we were building pyramids. The only reason why they came to get us, because still 400 years later, or however many years later, they still cannot build a pyramid, and it's still one of the seventh or the eighth wonders of the world, because they're not able to do that. So we have the ability to reach higher. We just choose not to. So again, I liked your example with your niece getting straight A's, because somewhere in the family somebody said, this is just what we do.
But I
Now,
have a question. Does your niece have a little brother or sister?
No. Well, she's the smallest one.
Say she had a little brother or sister, right? And that little brother or sister was used to getting D's and C's. And they walk in right after her and they got straight A's. Are they getting celebrated? Exactly. Cut it out.
That's a good
Celebrate that
point.
shit. Celebrate that
That's a good
shit.
point.
No, you dismiss
Celebrate that shit.
people always dismiss the child, the non-problem child. When
That
people
is
are
true.
good, y'all don't check on them. Y'all don't care about them. But when somebody fucked up, cracked out, all that shit, oh, let me look out, man.
but it just
Yeah,
all
I get
depends.
that.
It all depends on the circumstance, right? Because we be talking about double standards all the time, right?
All the
So
time.
I grew up. I got a sister that's younger than me, and I got two brothers.
Mhm.
Me and my sister went to the same school from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. My brothers got pulled out in 5th grade and took into a different school. Now, our school that we went to was predominantly black. However, the structure that we needed did not work for them. Me and my sister were getting A's and B's. My brothers, they were getting C's and D's. It's not that they were not capable. A black boy learns different than a black girl. You can sit and tell me this, that, and the third, and I can believe it. It take a little bit more for a black boy to understand the same thing that a black girl gonna understand. It doesn't make you stupid.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if they was to come home with straight A's, would your mama celebrate the stuff that she would just deem regular for you?
She probably would, because
Hey,
again,
and then you said the mamas need to get celebrated because they wake them up. First of all, no offense, my belief, God woke them up. Second of all,
of course, that's the first step, right? Of course, God wakes them up.
do you celebrate your birthday?
It's coming up, actually.
When your
My
mama
birthday.
pushed you out, do you celebrate her pushing you out?
Absolutely. I tell her thank you every year.
But you don't get her no gift though? You should, cause she did all the work. Just like you said, the mamas woke them up for school every day.
I had to continue to live this life after I turned 18. So
She did
again,
what you're supposed to
what
do.
I'm saying about kindergarten and 5th grade, that didn't take no effort. That didn't take no effort.
You just said young boys learn differently, so it might take a little effort for people to get through them grades.
So if I give you an attendance award in kindergarten, how much effort did that take you? Nothing, because your mama or your daddy brought you there, right?
That's not true. That's not true. Do I sound stupid to you? It just said yes or no.
Absolutely not.
I graduated at 20 years old. I'm
Hey,
retarded as hell. Hey,
See, that's
Chill,
another problem.
chill.
You can't just
look,
do
I
that.
ain't doing shit, bro. Like you said, if you was in a room with me, you wouldn't be able to tell that. But I know how to move and get around in life. Like I be having things. This young girl said that shit the other day. I be
Yo,
having
what?
stuff.
Okay, okay.
Be having,
So
but
we gonna
it
move on.
just
We gonna let Jay and Leash talk, because y'all been doing a lot of talk. Hey, I love that. But we gonna let them answer too. We gotta make sure everybody get their shine when it comes to the question. Is Jay, the type of culture we talking about? Why do you think that becomes a part of our identity? Like you said earlier, because you said that earlier, Leash, about sometimes that just becomes who we are, the mindsets that we were, how people are, how people act, you know, ghetto culture, whatever you want to call it. So when did that become part of our identity, in your opinion?
I think it's kind of like a generational thing. It all depends on how you grow up, for real. Like for me, I had a single mom, but I had like a decent life. balance of both, a little ghetto, a little, modest and stuff. I had a balance of both. So it's like I can go both ways. Like that's why I say I like the ghetto shit too. But I also know how to act in public. I don't, or wear the bonnet. Just to piggyback off of what Boss Lady said,
Okay,
like
okay.
it's all subjective. But for me, I think personally, I would say, damn, I just lost my thoughts.
I do that every.
Dang, I just lost my thought.
Your brain was just moving faster.
I swear, I just lost my thought.
Well, Jay, why you think
Yeah,
about it?
move on.
Yeah, why you think about it? You go ahead, Jay. What you think?
It became a part of our identity when they decided to say it's us. When they decided to say y'all the problem, or when they decided to say, oh, that's what y'all do, that's when it became a part of our identity.
Do you listen to everybody that say that you are this and that and the third? Why do we even care
Mm.
what their opinion is?
Well, why do we care about how we look in public when it comes to wearing that bonnet? Because I just ran to the store to get some chips for this damn taco meat.
Because I don't care if it's my white neighbor or my black neighbor. You look like you stink if you got your bonnet and your
No,
pajamas
you
on.
don't. You look.
Okay.
I said pajamas. Now I get the pajamas. I'm just talking about the bonnet. I am
The
talking
bonnet
solely
come
on
with
the
the
bonnet.
pajamas.
No, it don't. No, it
Okay.
don't. If you watch if you watch my content, I'm gonna say my content myself. I wear my bonnet before I throw that shit on, but I don't have on pajamas.
Yeah,
But
you
I'm
do wear a
saying though.
bonnet.
But here we go.
But when you come outside, do you still got that bonnet on?
No, I don't wear do rags. But when I
See?
did have a shortcut, I was wearing do rags in public. That's the same as a bonnet.
Would
When
you
I
That
date
did
a
don't
have my hair cut
that
and I
don't
had
look
my
it
wave,
don't look the same though.
it
It
don't look
don't look
it's the
it
same
don't look
No,
the
no,
thing.
put
No,
no.
it's
same.
the
I'll
same
put it this way.
thing.
Now, lady,
It's the
at the end of
same
the day,
thing. A
it,
do rag and a bonnet is the same exact thing.
yeah, it
Male
really
and
is.
female, basically. It's the same thing.
It really is the same thing. They really are the same thing.
I think we made do-rags acceptable at one point.
But why we make do rags acceptable at one point and not
Cause y'all
bonnets?
start getting different colors and
See, that's what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no. I
Now
think
we moving the
no, no,
goalposts.
no. That's
Now
exactly moving the goalpost,
we go
changing
moving the
stuff.
goalposts.
So let's talk about that real quick. And that's not even part of the questions, but I think this is something I need to said. The real thing, and this is why I say I don't like reality TV. Period. I barely like the music nowadays. Is because of the shit that you see. Do rags became acceptable because you see all the rappers wearing it and they got money and they on TV and it became popular, right? And so that's why do rags became popular. So there's not a lot of bonnets on TV and popularizing right now, which is why bonnets are not socially acceptable yet. Now let Meg Thee
I
Stallion
think it's
start
the
wearing
double
bonnets and shit in her
standard too.
video. Yeah, no, let Meg Thee Stallion go out there and wear bonnets and shit, and let Beyonce do it. I swear to God, all women will start wearing bonnets everywhere. Let Beyonce do that.
Not me.
Let Beyonce do that. Bonnets will be every fucking where. So
I don't think that's true. It all depends on what your influence is. You can't do enough stuff in the world to make me put what you got on.
no, and that's you. That's you. That you are very strong and proud, and that's good. But we're talking about
So
the
are we
non-strong.
saying as a people we weak in the mind?
I like that question. I want y'all to answer that question. I like that question.
Are we
Go ahead, Devin. You go first. Do you think we weaken the mind as a people?
At one point, them locks in your head wasn't acceptable either. And your grandmama would have said that too, right or wrong.
That didn't answer my question.
No,
Are we?
you a question.
Kind of do though.
It was not acceptable at one point, but it just like I think either Stu or Jay said earlier. We went from, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and have a relaxer because me and my friends just talked about this the other day. We went from all having relaxers. Everybody got straight hair. If you say something about a relaxer today, somebody gonna look at you crazy. We went from wearing relaxers to everybody has their natural hair for the
And I
most
think
part. Now
that
we
comes from
got the wigs
learning.
and the sew-ins or whatever. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the natural hair, you see more natural hair today than you did in the 2000s.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing. I think that comes from just more Black people are becoming more and more educated, and they're learning the truth about their heritage. And I think that's what Devin's trying to get to is our heritage should be what we're focusing on, right?
But
Whether
he
it's
still didn't answer. Are we weak in the brain then if we saying everything influences?
You were saying, are we weak in the mind? But we are the influencers. So just how you is condemning Bonnie, and maybe in another 5 years or maybe 5 months, if one of them, like, it don't even have to be a specific Beyonce. It could just be the young kids make it a fashion item, and you as an older, I don't know how old you are, but you're not in your teens, right? I'll be looking at kids now, and I'll be like, why is they doing? And then I think, like, man, it was old heads saying crazy stuff about stuff we was doing when we
true,
start
true
wearing
that.
skinny jeans and stuff like that. And it's not easily influenced when your culture is the ones doing it. You influenced by other black people. It ain't like we influenced by white people. If you ever dated a man that wear that even own, I ain't gonna say own because family pictures around Christmas time, but has
Yeah,
some
because we
pajama
just about that
pants,
yesterday. We just about that yesterday. I ain't
some
gonna lie.
pajama pants is crazy as a black man. So it's certain stuff that we don't even we ain't never made that cool.
What, wearing pajamas on Christmas?
No, I'm talking about period on a regular day. Like we talking about going to the grocery store in pajamas. Like we don't do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
not the Christmas photo, because
Yeah,
you
the
gotta do
Christmas
that.
photo that's cool with the family, but we just make stuff popular. So we not weak minded when we choose to make a bonnet cool or do
So
rag cool.
as a whole, you saying we not weak minded.
No,
We're the innovators. We created a majority of this shit. Majority of this shit that we see happening is because of us. The daily necessities were created by us. But what they do, they went ahead and stole that shit. That's why I said they the real ghetto culture. They ain't got their own identity.
they
They
don't.
steal from us.
I
So
definitely agree with that, 100%.
who's the real ghetto culture here?
I
I
de-
think when you have people who live amongst each other, things are going to get shared. Yes, they take from us a lot. I'm not disputing that. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, when we live amongst ourselves, we again, are we too busy thinking about what they doing? Because that's the phrase I don't like. Like they said, they did. Are we too worried about them, or should we be worried about ourselves?
We
We
not
ain't
worried about
worried
them
about
at
them.
all.
That's how we create what we create, because we not worried about them.
And that's
That's
why
why
we
we're
be getting
still
fucked over
creating.
because we be
But
minding
we
our business.
and we still getting fucked over. But yet we're still creating.
We get it fucked over by each other too. So what's
We
the
not talking about that. We don't care
We
about that's
that's a
gonna happen because we all here. We all in a circle together. That's gonna happen. But when it comes to them taking away SNAP for people that need it and food stamps, and that's not happening because of us. That's happening because of them.
and the worst part about it is we're not the majority on that shit.
no? We're not the majority.
we definitely not, but I'm telling you, I'm on it, and I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna buy my
We the
groceries
poster
next month.
child though.
You feel me?
We the poster
Because
child for it though.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm part of the minority when it comes to that, because I'm part of. But look, black people are not majority on food stamps, but I fucking am. So I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna pay my groceries next come month. God damn it, Trump and yo,
God
God,
gonna make a way.
no, no,
We're gonna be all
no,
right.
he gonna make
God,
one.
he
Make
gonna
sure y'all.
make a way. That's one thing.
But I think we gonna be okay. And I'm saying this because, and this go back to one of the questions you had last week. I think we're going to be okay because we are learning to go back to our roots. And when I say our roots
Mhm.
is black people have always made a way. No matter
Always.
what we've been through, we always make a way. So now we are taking away some of those things that we thought we needed. It was a time, and I'm not saying everybody, it was a time that a woman need this Birkin bag, this man need a Rolex. Is that important when you hungry? No, it's not. I think we going back to our roots. I think this making us have conversations like we're having. I think this is
Mhm.
making us sit with one another and deal with our nonsense. It go back to what you said, Stu. It can't just be I'm a Scorpio, I'm a Virgo, and this is just the way that I am. It got to be bigger than that.
Hey, I've been
Here,
hungry for a week for a couple pair of Jordans. I ain't gonna lie. I'll starve for a week. Hey, ain't gonna cap it down.
they got two major drops coming up right now. You
Ain't
know what
gonna cap
I'm
it down.
saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna eat noodles tonight, noodles tomorrow, and noodles after that. I'm just saying.
Because that's what you value at the time. Your bank account shows what you value.
I believe that's true. I
Don't
believe that's
value
true
nothing
because
because that
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just talking about me and my family here. We have been told by my own family, by the way, that we are super bougie. And I ain't gonna lie, this been time where I tell my mama, yeah, mama, we bougie. Like, we actually bougie as fuck. You know we bougie, ma. So people say that, we gotta just accept it at this point. We bougie because we are, because a lot of our problems that we have financially. And Leach, I'm gonna let you have the next question because we kind of been taking our podcast. I want you to talk too. That my families have financially is because, for quote unquote, we've been trying to get out of the ghetto, trying to get out. My mom was raised in the quote unquote ghetto, seeing shootings every day, killings every day, having to duck heads just to go to school because people doing crazy shit, police bashing down doors. So she had to live through that. I didn't, right? She got us out that shit, and so I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to ghetto culture, I don't know it the way Devin said he knows it, or the way Jason, because I didn't live it. What I know from ghetto culture is what I see on TV. And so my point of I can say the only time I lived quote unquote ghetto culture was when I went to a black college, and I was in college for 2.5 years. And I saw some shit that I was just like, yo, I thought that was only on BET. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. That's who I was growing up. When I went to a black college and I saw some crazy shit, I was like, I thought that was literally on BET. I
I've
thought it
been
was
waiting
just
for this
like,
segue.
and I know Jay been waiting for this moment because that's true for me, and that's just my truth. Like, I went to a black college and I was like, yo, this shit crazy.
What
Now,
was it? What was it that you saw that you were not familiar with?
I'm
Black people, niggas. That's it. No, that's it, Stu. That's it. Keep it real.
no, you
I
want
ain't
something?
never seen this many niggas in one setting. That's what it is, and that's cool, right? But let's go ahead and put it in this picture, right? Let's put it in this perspective. You went to that school, right?
Mhm.
And you gained a bunch of relationships that you're able to. You've gained a bunch of people in your corner that look like you, that's for you, that will always be for you, versus what you did when you went to that white public school, correct?
True,
'Cause I'm
100%.
pretty sure you pick up your phone and you call your high school best friends, Ryan, Brian, Steven, John.
You just gonna tell all his friends
I
names?
put 5, they don't pick up. But you call Malik right now, I bet he pick up. You call Jay right now, I bet I pick up. You call Kat right now, I bet she pick up. So that's what makes me upset with you, right? And I'm not upset because of how you think, but I'm just upset because what you had to go through in order to get to where you're at right now in the
Mindset
mindset.
what? Yeah, mindset what? Yeah, for sure.
Mindset wise, like, bruh, we for us to be a culture, we are one hell of a. We are, honestly, in my opinion. Of course, I'm hella biased. We are the culture of the United States. We should be the face of the United States.
Hey, Telly. For sure. No, for sure. So 100%. So that, and I go back to going back to what I was saying before about, yeah, like my family, we've always lived in predominantly, my mom calls them mixed cultures, but I'm gonna be honest. We've lived in white people neighborhoods my whole damn life, right? This is second time. Where I am right now is the second time I've been in a predominantly black neighborhood. I fucking hate it. Not because, now let me be clear. I don't hate it because of black people. I hate it because of the lack of access that black people have. And I don't like that.
Can I say something stupid?
Like, for instance, my fucking internet. I can't get the good internet I just had 6 months ago because of where I live. And that's not good. That's not fair. That's not fair to black
Can I
people.
say
All that.
something stupid?
Yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
You know how you get past black fatigue?
How was that?
You get around black excellence.
I like that. No, I like that a lot. And I thank you for bringing that up. You know what? Fuck, we might just say fuck the questions and just go off the flow of the convo. I like that.
And I'm saying that now, right? Because I started off kindergarten through 8th grade going to an all black school. And then I went to all of these Christian religion schools. I went to the Lutheran school, the Baptist school, the this school, the this school. I went to like 5 or 6 different high schools, right?
Living
And
so
some
proud
of
of
them
the
had
Mount
more
Zion, so I know.
some of them had more white people, and some of them had more black people. I could thrive in any of those settings to this day.
I'm reading
However,
both. I'm reading both.
my preference is our people. And my preference is our people is because there's some things I don't have to explain to you that you already understand what that means. That doesn't say, because on the flip side, I'm going to tell you right now, when I bought my first house, I did not buy it in a black neighborhood. I live in all of these people over here, they're white and they're 55 plus. Why? Because there's a different number 2. Now here's another thing. I moved from Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin to be exact. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, people be like, "What's in Wisconsin?" I ain't never heard of no people in Wisconsin. A
Shit, they
couple
get
years
wicked.
ago, it get wicked in Wisconsin. I was used to you sitting in the house, you going down, you hear ambulance, you hear shooting, you hear this, you hear that. When I moved to Texas, I wanted the complete opposite. So when we talk about black fatigue, you can have a fatigue in a certain area. It don't have to be, I don't like none of y'all black people. It could be, he don't got no sound.
Oh, he's talking to the
No, no,
chat.
no,
He's
no.
talking
I'm
to the
talking to
chat.
chat.
Okay.
When you
Okay.
can't hear me, I'm talking to Twitch chat because I've been
Okay.
told I ain't
So
talking to Twitch
it
chat enough.
doesn't have to be that I think that everything we do is ghetto. There is some hood things. And then I'm one of those oxymorons, right? My mom is what I consider black excellence. My daddy is in prison for 30 years. That ain't necessarily the greatest show of black excellence. So the way you get around it is you just change the mindset. It's just like if you don't want to watch a TV show, you don't like reality TV, you change the channel. So why do we act like we can't change the channel if this doesn't fit us? So why?
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's
So
how
Okay.
why?
you handle black fatigue with black excellence.
Shit,
So
black excellence everywhere though.
there's black ass everywhere, and I'm gonna get into that. But Leash, I want you to answer the question. So, and I know I said I wasn't get away from questions, but we need to, just for structure wise, we gotta stay on the
There you
questions a
go,
little bit.
Nels.
So,
Mm.
Leash, with you, how do we hold our people accountable? Right? How do we hold our people accountable without being labeled as judgmental or acting better than? Because I'm gonna be honest, I have been told I act better than people a lot because of the standards and the mindset that I've had. I've been told I act that way. So how do we correct or bring people, maybe not even correct, but just like how do we get our people to not be so detrimental society wise? I don't know, however you want to phrase it to our people. What would you say?
They got to see better examples. So for me, like I went down to Atlanta last weekend, and going down there, I feel like you see a lot of black excellence down there.
You good, you
So
good. Some words fuck us up, and that's just your word, I guess.
I got this. So down there, seeing that, you see people with nice cars, you see people with regular cars. Like people are living good down there, and it's like kind of motivating to see that because you see one side where it's like the trap, like the trap, the stuff they hear in the music. But when you really go down there and vibe down there,
Mm-hmm.
people got businesses, people got nice cars, people got
No, you
regular
definitely are,
cars
bro.
doing DoorDash, doing whatever. Like people are living good. So it's kind of motivating to see that. And I think what people need to do is just kind of like call people out without necessarily accusing them. Like just show them a way. Like, okay, like I understand this, but maybe you should go about this way. Or maybe you should like, okay, like I understand you want to protect your hair, but maybe you should, take the bonnet off. Just lead by example or like try to like come at people without actually judging them
Mm-hmm.
or coming off judgmental. You just gotta
Exactly.
show like good examples of stuff.
So you believe more in the educate, don't humiliate people. Like, instead of humiliating them for not knowing, just educate them
I
so they
think
can know better and do
you
better.
gotta know
Yeah,
your
I feel
place
that.
though. You gotta know where you can speak to somebody you not. You know what I'm saying?
That
Mhm.
too.
Jay can tell you, Stu, I don't like that you did so and so, right? Now I don't know y'all relationship, but I done seen you on the 2 episodes. I can tell that there's a relationship there, right?
Mhm.
As I can't come and tell you, you know what? I don't like how you got this podcast set up and you should do this and you should do that. You're not gonna take it lightly. You're gonna be offended. So I think the best way we start off is starting your own circles and your own friend groups. I got 2 different friend groups that I have right now. What I say to one, I don't say to the other because it's different experiences, it's different life goals, it's different things that we're talking about, it's different things that it's the mindset. What I'm going to say to one, I'm not going to say to the other. I'm just now getting back to where I have a lot of women friends. I didn't
Mhm.
usually have women friends, but I know now what I can say to one, I might not can't say that to the other one. If I see her doing something different, I can't be like, girl, you doing the wrong thing. Offended. The other one, I'd be like, you know what? You should probably thinking about this a different type of way. So you got to know where it's time for you to speak and where it's time for you to be quiet.
Ooh, excuse me.
Because I think sometimes when it talks to, and even when we're talking about the other people, I think sometimes they want to have a conversation where their opinion is not wanted. It's just
Knowing your
like it's
audience.
you gotta know who you speaking to. But the first way, if we're gonna make any type of change, we gotta start in our own circle. Cause I can't be out here saying I want black excellence and my friends look like garbage. And if my friends want to be garbage, I don't need them to be my friend anymore.
Hey,
You do gotta surround yourself by the right people too. I
you
agree with
definitely
some
do.
of that.
You definitely do. Now, Devin, you shake your head, man. So I want to get your point of view. What do you think about this, man? What do you think about what she had to say? And also going back to the question, I'm gonna say it again for people who might have forgotten the question, man. I know I did. How do you hold our people accountable without being labeled as judgmental or acting better than? Where's that balance for you?
I don't even I don't know because I'm not about I don't know. I like ratchet shit, so I don't know really what to say. Like when she said the garbage part is when I start shaking my head because really garbage is like whatever room you set a piece of garbage in gonna determine if it's garbage or if it's art. So some people you might pluck out of some garbage and put them in a certain room and they flourish and they become something different. They look different. They glow different. That's what I was shaking my head at. But it's like the question. Point me in the way of the ratchet shit and we gonna be good.
Hey, hey,
And
I
that's
feel
your
that. I feel that. I feel that. And I
and,
like that.
that's your preference. You know what I'm saying? I could still respect your opinion.
I respect basically what you was talking about is like being able to code switch. Like younger kids, like dudes, women, they don't think code switching is a good thing. But being able to go to this room and this room and be able to put it on, put your, white people voice on when you answer in a call because you don't know
Man,
who.
what? My code switch game is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. My code switch game is crazy. Y'all should hear me at work, JP.
Yeah, so like I agree with that, but yeah.
Because again, you gonna always have different things, right? So when I was thinking about even getting on this podcast, right, I gotta assess who I am and who I'm gonna be at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The same person. So I'm gonna tell you like this. My conversation, and Nels and Telly in the chat. My conversation with them may be a different conversation than I have with my other friends. You might hear me late in the midnight hour with a southern accent. I'm talking fast. I'm giving you this and that. When I get on that phone call or when I was getting those contracts, I didn't have that same conversation. I'm not having that same conversation. You got to
Mm-hmm.
know where and what and how to put on, when to put on. It's not about meeting up to a standard. Everybody not gonna understand it the way you.
To the people you want to get stuff from. The Stu code switch guac. Yes, I do heavily. I and here and this goes back to just my upbringing, right? I grew up in predominantly white neighborhoods. I'm gonna be honest, and to all of my people who are not of color that are watching this podcast, like, can we always be real for a second? Some people call it code switching, other people call it fake. Being fake is taught first when you grow up in those societies. Because let's be honest, I know a lot of Caucasian people where they friends they turn their back on real quick. That's not really a big thing in the black culture. We don't really turn our back on our friends like that. We don't turn our back on our family that as much unless you're part of a gang. But
Sometimes we accept
but
stuff
so
longer
I
than
know
we
how to
need to,
code
though.
switch. I learned how to code switch by growing up black in white neighborhoods because I was just like, yo, there's literally for my survival, I had to learn how to code switch, which is why I'm so good at it. But so I had to learn how to I guess my expertise was just like for you, because I know Devin, you asked me what was that thing that shook me when I went to Livingstone. I think the biggest thing, the first thing that shook me like, oh shit, was I think it was seeing black women how they came out in bonnets and how black men did stuff and wore stuff and talked. It was just like the vibe. It was more of a vibe thing for me. The vibe was just like, yo, this shit is crazy. Now it wasn't like for me, it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just more like I'm shook. Like I felt like I didn't fucking fit in. I look like I fit in because I'm dark skinned and I'm black and shit, but I didn't know how to fit in. And I can't fake my way like I faked through high school with all these white people and shit. Because one thing about black people, we spot fake black people quick as shit. Right? So I
Yeah.
can't fake my way through this. And I learned that real quick. Was like, yo, you can't try to be black. We know that you Oreo, bro. So just might as well just be an Oreo and then you'll find your other Oreo friends. Because I got called Oreo a lot at Livingstone. Like, yeah, he ain't a real nigga. He an Oreo.
And
Right?
you will still accept it.
and I
Still
was
accepted
and I
by
was still accepted.
everybody.
I was still
Still
accepted.
accepted by everybody.
Exactly. I was still
Damn,
accepted.
don't you love us?
100%. I love my black people. Always 100%. But
So
at the
quit
same
with
time,
all
I
that
want better for my
bullshit.
black people, bro. I want
Quit with,
better for my black people.
do you realize before you
There's
ended
nothing wrong with that.
last week's podcast, right? You had said grills was part of black fatigue. Like you was tired of
Mm,
seeing people with grills.
I
That's
did say that.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
that's no.
insane.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
that
true.
that was
Yeah, no,
insane.
that was true. That was true. I did say that. I
Yeah.
did say that. Yeah, that was Cliff. That was
Meanwhile,
Real right
we
now.
accept you how you are though. You feel me? As a
true.
culture, we accept you how you are. Being
No,
able to play both sides, being culture shock. What they gave you some fire ass advice. Hey, just stick around.
yeah.
You
Shout out to Livingstone College. Shout out to Livingstone College, man.
But it's still some, you know, again, I think it's about finding who your people are. It's some things
Mm-hmm.
that's acceptable to other people and it's good for them that ain't acceptable to me and my friend group. It's things that men do that some women would accept all day long. We don't accept it. So it don't have to just be the color. It don't have to just be the color. Everything is not acceptable about everybody. So if we don't put this is the way black people are in the book and say this is how all black people are, I think we've changed. Because I met some black people from the UK. You know what? They act just like us and some of the same things. So we can't put a book of this is how we are. It depends on the circumstance we in, where we been through, who we been with, what we been around. So that don't make you less or more black than me.
Mm-hmm. It
It
don't.
big
just
time.
you had a different circumstance.
It
Big
definitely
time.
and that's exactly how it was for me. I'm gonna shout out to my boy Kios, man. He said he got called an Oreo because he's skateboarding rock music. Me personally, I ain't never skateboard. I was too fucking fat to skateboard, so I ain't never skateboard growing up. But rock music, I ain't gonna lie, I like my rock music. I do like my rock music, so I definitely get that. True. So and we talked about that about the whole being black alternative. That was about a month and a half podcast ago, but that is something different. So we talked about that about a month ago, but I'll bring that back to this conversation here. Why is it that when there's different types of black people, right? And you, like you said, Jay, I found my people at Livingstone College, but let's not get a twist here. There definitely was some people on that campus who saw me and my Oreo self that couldn't stand me. He couldn't stand. Oh, he think he white. He talk white. He act white. Like he couldn't. They could not stand couldn't stand me as a person, right? So why is it there's some people who I don't know. If a person doesn't act hood or doesn't act whatever the stereotype is, they just consider them white, even though they just black too.
Maybe they didn't like you because you was bougie, but you said yourself you was
Oh, I'm
bougie.
bougie.
So
I am bougie. Yeah, for sure.
maybe they just didn't know how to say what they wanted to say, but maybe you were coming off a little smug to them or something. Not
Stu,
like in their face, but maybe they just seen how you felt like you was better. I'm not saying you are or that you, but that's what you said earlier. So maybe that's what they was feeling.
I'm gonna start off by saying this. Fuck what they was thinking and how they was feeling about you, right? But Stu, knowing you, yes, you said or you moved a certain way. You said something, you moved a certain way, so maybe they got offended, or they just envy you because you're a likable person. You get what I'm saying?
I like the second one better. You know what I'm
A lot
saying?
of
You
people,
know what I'm saying?
a lot of, there's a lot of people that envy, you know what I'm saying, that envy people that just have that natural gravitation pull toward like people. So
Mhm.
that could have been the first thing. So you able to play both sides. So
But
But
at the
here's the thing
same
about playing both sides. You can too. Anybody can learn how to play both sides. I mean, now me personally, I'm only good at playing both sides because, like I said, I grew up in that shit. I was raised in that shit,
life
and so
experiences, they
yeah,
didn't have
so
that same experience. They didn't have that
exactly.
same experience. So it's not going to be as easy as it is for you versus them. So they probably, again, the envy probably was there and they probably
why
was
you
like,
just gravitate
you know,
towards your people. You just gravitate to who your people. And I'm not saying color wise because all skin folk ain't kin folk. Okay, so you gotta go to wherever you are accepted. And
No, that's true.
sometimes we stay in places too long where we're not accepted anymore. Now again, I don't know if it's just I don't know. I ain't gonna make it a black or a woman or a man thing, but I know that men usually keep their friends much longer than women will, even after this dude then showed you 1,000 times that this is the way that he is. You gotta know when and what and when to do certain things. So it don't have to be that he gotta change for anybody. Maybe them wasn't his people. But clearly, Jay, you was his people.
Barely. Cause you see how he talking. You see, I'm telling you, I told you I would be on his ass as soon as he say that crazy shit. I be on it, man.
Okay, okay. No, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, Mama came in. She ran out because she saw I was on the podcast.
Just ghetto.
Just ghetto. No, I muted. Shoot, hold on. Okay, I muted because my mom was like, "You got me on camera, and I'm out here looking like this."
You see?
Like,
So who told her she was looking like something? That was her
like,
own brain. That was
no,
her
that,
own brain. Ain't nobody
Where it
nah.
tell her
stem
she
from?
supposed to be looking a certain type of way.
Where it
I'm
stem
like,
from?
Mama, you in your house. If you wearing your moo in your house, okay. Like, you in
I
your
love
You
a
in
house.
good
your
moo
house.
moo. I
You know what
love
I'm
a
saying?
good moo moo. You hear me?
You know what
A
I'm
moo
saying?
moo in a bonnet. I love a woman in a moo moo in a bonnet. I
Moo
swear to you,
bonnet.
boy. I'm
That
trying
is
to
a
tell
clutch
you.
ass. Now look,
I tell you.
I'm over peeking and shit. Okay. I will say and I say this all the time about Livingstone, bro. I love Livingstone. Man, my 2 years at Livingstone was probably my funnest time ever because of how much I did get accepted, right? And for the first time in my life, I was able to be like, you know what? I could just I can say the black side of me that I really can't say to what you say, Jay? My Bryans and Ryans. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because they won't get it, right? They just won't get it. As much as they want to, they just won't get it, right? So I was able to find that in Livingstone. I do love that. I do miss that. I need to go to the homecoming this year because she said, "Hey, Mama Stu, Ma, Chad said hi."
Oh my god.
Hmm.
She gonna be embarrassed. She better. I told her Sunday from 3 to 5. Don't come in my room. You know. Oh, you went to UNC Charlotte? Okay, Guat. Let me find out you went to UNC Charlotte. Okay, so we're gonna move on, man. We're gonna move on. This must have been a Chat GPT question. I don't think I wrote this one. Uh, we go with Devin. I'm gonna have you answer this question first. Do you think we protect the culture too much, even when it's hurting us as a people?
I don't feel like that. I feel like we need to protect it more.
Okay, you keep
We be
saying
letting
black
people
size
have
too, but
opinions
you only
and
got black.
make shit
Sorry,
happen.
I'm yelling. No, catch you need to be on the podcast. Okay, so I was supposed to mute when I said that, but and I only said that today because I forgot who it was I said in chat. I think it was Nails that brought up black on black crime. Let me scroll up and I can see it. That talked about black on black crime. And this is what I say, right? When it comes to black on black crime. First and foremost, black on black crime is not the majority crime in America. Am I skipping over it? Like, what is this? Nails, I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Okay. She said there's no such thing as black on black crime, right? Okay. In my opinion, there is. But I want to get y'all opinion on that when it comes to black on black crime and how you're hurting people, right? And when I think of hurting people, I think of damn, like these people out here doing shit. And the way I see this, they're giving ammo to the enemy, right? And black on black crime is one of those things. Like we shouldn't be out here killing each other with a young nigga shit, stealing from other broke people. I never got that. I never understood that. Like in my head, if you stealing, you should steal from the rich folk. You should steal from the people who got it. Why you gonna steal from your neighbor just because he got an Xbox and you don't? Nigga, just go steal from the white man and go get his Xbox or some shit. Like, why you gonna steal? That's how I see it, right? I never understood black on black crime. Why are you hurting other people that's in your same fucking situation? That's how I see it, right? So you said, yo, boss lady, what do you think about when it comes to that question once again? Do you think we protect the culture too much, even when it's hurting us?
No. I think we gotta elevate though as the time go on. Because we're not the same people we was 400 years ago. We're not the same people we was 300 years ago, 200 years ago. As a matter of fact, we
Mm-hmm.
ain't the same people we was 5 years ago. So I think we have to protect it, but we also got to know when we got to elevate as a people. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot accept we can't accept the bare minimum. we can't keep on saying this just the way that we are because we're going to have to elevate. It's just like we talk about all the time, and this buzz term right now is AI gonna take over the world. You know who gonna get left behind? Us. So we have to elevate it. We don't have to get rid of it because that makes us who we are. That don't I'm not gonna get rid of my locks because it's not socially acceptable. I like my locks. It don't matter what you think. So, and then just to answer your other question, black on black crime, I don't think that's a thing because we don't sit here and the news come on and we say, let's look at this white on white crime today. That's not why do we even
I
have
agree. I agree. I
I
agree.
think
Okay.
that every culture, and we don't know because we're not in those culture, but I think that every culture has their problems within the culture. And the only reason why we can point fingers and say is because now we are in a country where all of these cultures are together. Originally, we were not together like this.
Mm.
And I think that's a part of a lot of our problems in America is we have the country that has the most different groups of people. So we don't know what we can't see. So when you in Africa, all you know is what the African thing. When you in India
Mm-hmm.
and you with the Indians, they only know what the Indians do until they step outside of themselves and say, hey, this is the way that we doing it. So I know there's some black people that be like, I'm not African American. I'm not African American. You just as much African as you are American. Because sometimes you picked up American things that won't fly in the African culture.
No, that's true because there's a whole bunch of shit, and I've seen this. I've seen this in like other cultures. There are sometimes Africans, as African Americans, won't fuck with us. They won't fuck
Absolutely.
with us. They just they don't fuck with us at
And
all
then
over there.
some of them love us
So
and embrace us and want to bring us back into the culture. So at the end of the day, I think the side that I come from, and I think one of my friends said this a long time ago, I would say I am not Afrocentric, but I'm Afro conscious.
what's Alicia's thoughts on this? So why should people get rid of their bonnets? Alicia, did you say that in the chat? I'm confused.
I didn't say that. I don't care if a girl wear a bonnet out or not. I didn't wear my bonnet out before. I didn't wear my little silk heat things out walking around. I don't really care about that. I just was using it as an example because I
Okay,
know
okay.
people don't care to see that sometimes.
True, true, true. Kill, man. You said people value street. Hold on. He said people value street politics more than coming together and lifting one up. Okay.
That's
Okay.
true.
What was the question, Stu? Let me go ahead
I
and
don't
get my
think
thought on.
that.
So the question once again, Alicia, I'm how you answer the question is: do you think we protect Black culture, or do you think we protect the culture too much instead of, especially when it's hurting us? Do you think that we protect the culture too much?
No, I don't know. I don't know any way to elaborate on that. I don't think we protect it. I just think we be doing us.
Okay. And I want to ask this question because I don't think this was a question I put in anything like that. But here's a question that I'm getting just from being in this, talking with y'all. Right, a lot of times I've been hearing y'all say, "Oh yeah, we just doing us, like we just doing a thing." I get that. I get that when it comes
Did
to
he
Black
say
people,
regular?
right? We are the most creative. Are nothing could become popular in America without a Black person say so. We are the innovators of popularity. So I get all that. And so we just be vibing doing our thing because when you're popular and when you're the head honcho, you can do that. You can just vibe out. You don't gotta worry about stuff. But at the same time, this is how I see stuff, right? Let's be honest, we are under attack daily, especially with the current administration that we got. Daily. Right? Maybe it's because I play Warzone too much, but we at war. So how I see it is we should not be giving ammo or and shit to our enemies. Somebody said bring up a clip of Black Fatigue earlier, and I finally got that clip. I wanted to play it for y'all. But before we get into that clip, what did y'all think about what Keo said about the street politics, like streets? Because he said people value street politics more than coming together. So do y'all think that's like a legit thing, being street smart versus book smart, or how would y'all see that?
I think you gotta have both.
Gotta have both for sure.
I think I think it's mandatory to have both. You gotta have a little street smart, not just for black on black stuff, just so it won't nobody get over on you. Like you
Mm-hmm.
gotta have that. You gotta have a balance.
I'm be honest, I was not street smart at all. I didn't get my street smart, so I went to Livingstone. I was book smart as fuck, but I was, man, when it came to like how to move, I'm still not street smart. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Your environment plays the role in which you look. You can't value street politics if you know nothing about the street.
Facts.
Right.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? And so, and as far as it being mandatory, I think it makes you kin to people more when you have both sides. Because I'm just as street smart as I'm book smart.
True.
But I got parents that are the same exact way. And so we can be whatever we want to do, be whoever we want to be, and we can do whatever we want to do because we understand both sides of it. And again, that goes back, I can sit down with anybody because I can sit there and get an understanding. So the only way you're going to understand anything is if you are part of that. So we can't necessarily say we value the street politics because you would have to be of the streets to understand the street politics. And like the street politics, right? Let's just talk about them for a second. Don't snitch. But when it's your cousin, you need somebody to be saying something.
Well, I'm a snitch like a motherfucker. Don't do no shit around me. I'm keep, especially if I or my loved ones are involved. You better make sure I ain't see that shit. Cause me and mine gonna be cool. I'm not, because the one thing I do know, cause and we said this at the beginning of the show, and Jay said it multiple times. The system is something crazy, right? They don't give a fuck about nothing. So when you're going and this is how I see it, and I know Nell's talking about fuck what people think and all that other stuff, but I'm not talking about more about what people think. I'm thinking about the system, right? As Jay said multiple times, I do believe there's a system that holds us down. 100%. Willie Lynch created it 600 fucking years ago, and they're still using it to this day. Okay, so there is a system. 100%. Well, we need to get past that. For the most part, black people don't even know who the fuck Willie Lynch is. For the most part, okay, there's a lot of black people who don't. So I think we need to first educate our black people, and B, stop giving ammo to these oppressors to make it easier to keep us down. That's how I see stuff, right? If we want to climb up, we need to stop giving them ammo to help them. We're helping them keep us down is how I see it with certain stuff, right?
No, we're not, bro. We're not. They take what they want and they flip it to where it's bad. Y'all doing this is bad. It don't fucking matter. They deem what they want to deem bad when it comes to us. Simple as that.
What is the system?
The system.
So the system is how you control people, period. Back in the day, it was slavery. That was the system at first. Then slavery got abolished. Then it became Jim Crow. Then Jim Crow became negative. Nowadays, it's more social media. It's more because social media runs everything now. And so trying to control people's brains so that way they don't think. Like once again, we're gonna have this whole podcast about Willie Lynch. We're gonna read the letter and everything because I think a lot of people need to read the Willie Lynch letter. 100%.
We the only people that believe in a system.
Are we the only people that believe in the system?
Yeah.
Of course not.
I hear Latinos say it all the time. I hear Asians talk about it.
If you're not fair skinned, you believe in the system.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we all under the same system, or there's a different system for everybody?
Under the same
It's
system.
a different
to
system.
Me.
It's a different system.
No, it's a different system.
It's a different system.
You think so?
So for the white people, what's their system?
They run the system. They have the password to the system. What do you mean? They're the only ones not in it because they created it.
So why when we got a president, the one that we got right now, whether you think he doing good or he doing bad, whichever way, why does it affect them the same way it affects us?
Because
why don't the system affect them the way it affects us?
Why does the system affect them the same way it affects us? So like we just talked about, we're going to use food stamps because that's the whole thing right now.
Okay,
why is that a problem for everybody? Because when we talking about it, we're not saying the black children going to go just hungry. We talking about we got to feed the kids. That don't say a black kid. That don't say a Mexican kid. We got to feed the kids. Are they under the same system? Or is there one person who's controlling this system?
Let me put it this way. So, okay, and I said this about men versus women, but let it be known I'm not talking about men versus women. I'm just using it for an example. I've said this
Hold on,
multiple
Stu.
times.
Hold on, Stu. So let's look at it like this. The system, right? The system creates single parent households, right? If you were
Okay.
prone to get more assistance versus if you had
A man in the house. True.
starting there, you can go ahead and trickle it on down to black men not getting fair trials when it comes to court. You can also trickle it down on black men getting killed, senseless violence from cops, the cops killing. You can go ahead and snowball effect into anything negative against us, I would deem as systematic.
Are they the only ones who put us in the system, or do we put ourselves in the system too?
They put us in the system when
You
they
was
went
born
over
in the
there
system.
and brought our ass over here.
You was
They
born
put
in
us in that system.
I'll say this. Yes, there were black people who sold other black people into slavery. We know that. It's common. It's common knowledge. We all know that, right? Black people sold other black people into slavery.
They
True.
weren't black, they were
But just think
Sorry,
about why they
African.
did it,
Thank
though.
you.
Think about why they did it.
Oh, I know
All
why
right,
they did
bet.
it.
Okay, bet. If we don't get 5 slaves from this tribe right here, we're gonna come back in the morning. We're gonna burn all this shit down. Oh, we gonna
Like,
go one,
no,
two, three,
I
four,
feel
five.
you.
Go get we scooping them up again.
Like I
It
just
was some.
said, I'm a snitch, so I feel you.
It's some
So
pressure there.
again,
We ain't gonna act like it ain't no pressure there.
y'all saying only they put us in the system. We don't put ourselves in the system.
Are you out of the system?
Leave in the system.
She took that damn red pill, man. She outside. She ain't in this motherfucker.
Okay. Why don't you believe in the system?
Because nobody is in control of one person. Because again, I believe in God, so I don't believe that one person has that much power over you. It's all about what they feed you. So for us to keep saying there is a system, we've been fed that there's a system. However, again, if you sit at my table versus your table, right? And we dealing cards. And I say, these are the rules at my table. You're gonna be like, man, I'm not finna play this shit. I'm finna walk away.
The system ain't
Is there a system that's gonna keep you there? Or do you believe you
the system not about what you was asking about the kids eating. It's not about black, white, indifferent. It's about rich and poor. Do you have a son?
I have no kids.
I guarantee when you have a son, you gonna think way different.
Way different.
I'm still not gonna think no different because again, my brain doesn't allow me to because I believe in God, right? My brain doesn't believe me to say that one man can have this much power. They can change things. They don't have the power to. All we gotta do is unlock in our mind. Because like the people say all the time, if we stand up, the game is over. We won't
That is
stand up.
true. That is true. And
We still playing what they want to do.
So
okay, so I got you.
what's
Hold on, let
stopping
me say
you?
something real
What's
quick.
stopping you from being the person to lead us out of the system that we think we in? You don't believe we in the system, but when you had that little black boy and he 15 years old having fun with his kids and or with his friends and he get murked by the police and you're gonna be they murked my baby, they did that. Like it's gonna be a way different side of things when you actually have to go through it. Just because you haven't been through it don't mean it ain't there.
Again, I believe there's some games that they're playing. I don't believe there's a whole system because again, we still make choices. We still make choices that also help them do what they do.
But
Again,
listen,
you
when you
can't say is when I get a son because again, I just told you I got a father that's in jail 30.
okay, and what did he go through when he went to trial? He went through the justice
System.
Thank you. I gotta go. So can you introduce me out the
Yeah,
other?
no, for sure. Devin, hey, thank you so much for being on. I know you said you wasn't gonna be able to say the whole time, but I don't thank you for being on here, bro. Your opinions were awesome. I love it, and I love to have you on again. But yeah, come back anytime, bro. Hit me up.
All right, I appreciate all y'all. That was fun. So have me back soon, man.
For-
We need to do
Nice to
this
meet
topic
you.
again because I appreciate talking to all y'all. I'll see
No,
y'all.
for sure. Like I said, I'll hit you up when it's time to do the Willie Lynch episode.
All right,
Or
for
do
sure.
that for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
You know.
Brody.
Be blessed.
But continuing on with this because W Stream W podcast. Well, I'm not. He just has to go, Cat. But you know, we ain't over just yet. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying, boss. 100% there's a system, right? I used to think, oh no, we just need to do better as black people. We need to just do this and stop doing this. But it's that mindset I had right there proves there's a system. Because I'm gonna be honest, growing up in white peopleville, there was one thing I learned real fucking quick. I can't do what Jimmy do.
So
I
that's
learned
why
that.
when I
I
asked
learned that
y'all,
at like 5. I can't do what my
that's
white
why when I asked y'all, is there one system? Is there multiple systems? Y'all said no, it's the system.
No, it is the. Okay, here's the thing. Okay,
The
when you think
reason why
about
we feel like it's the system is because of the simple fact that, let's go ahead and say it's a big table. It's the table, right? That's the
One
table.
more question: why you saying this? Do black people have a system for the other people?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think we in any power to have a system for the other people.
When they let's
You gotta have power.
because
We ain't got that.
we gotta have a system, right? Because if they got a system, we got a system too. Because you can't just come over here and do any. It's like the word nigga, right?
Yes, they can.
We
It's very one sided.
we get on them about saying nigga. Is that not a system?
kind of okay. So, Alicia, I want you to say something because you've been quiet. So, what do you think about this? The whole system talk. Chat when
I
hear your
think
opinion.
there is one system. I think it's like majority rules, which is the white people or the people with the money, the people with the power behind them that can influence everything.
And I'm gonna change up a little bit, just a little bit. I do agree with you.
Y'all know
I think it
they are
is.
not. Then they're losing the majority, right? We are becoming the majority. That's why we under the scrutiny right now.
And that's talking about baby
Who
stuff.
are
And
we
that's
under
a good
the
thing.
scrutiny with?
But and like you said, Ty, it's the rich that is the system. Because let it be known.
There we
You
go.
was talking about the rich before.
That's where
Now,
I was trying to go.
No.
When black people say the system, we're saying black versus white versus it's a money scale because we live in a what? A capitalist system.
Now, I'm saying that, and I'm saying it's definitely the rich, right? Now,
So who's the majority of the rich?
The majority, exactly. The
majority
majority
of
of
the
the
rich is
That
rich
the
goes
is
white.
back
white.
to it being color.
But let's just talk
That's
about.
not though, because the richest person is Jewish. It's not a white man. We can look it up right now.
You are
I'm gonna be
absolutely
honest.
right. You
I'm
are
gonna be
absolutely
honest.
right. And the Jewish do run
I've only
majority
seen
of the
2 or
world
3
when it
black
comes to
Jewish
money.
people in my life. I've only known 2 or 3 black Jewish people in my life. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know that many black Jews. If you a black Jew, say what's up. I love you. I'm gonna say I don't know many black Jews. Y'all know a black Jew? Not saying it's
No.
not possible. Not saying it's not possible. I'm saying I don't know one. I know very few. I know very few. I've met 2 of them. That was kind of cool. Great experience.
The term
So
we always use with a black Jew, I think you're just a Jew. Because like Elon Musk, technically he's an African American. So like we don't call him he a white American because technically he's from South Africa. He's African American.
okay, yeah, that's true. And that is true.
So the richest man is not a white man. I think we let the white man play puppet master.
No, but here's the thing though. I think that the rich man is a white man. You can't say he's Jewish because Jewish is not a race.
There we go.
Jewish is not a race. That's religion. So you can't say the rich person still is a white man because he's white. White is a race. Jewish is not a race. It's just a religion.
That's if you want to be literal. If you're being literal, yes, you're being literal and saying yes.
So
The richest man is a Jew. But what I'm saying, as far as what we have to deal
Jews
with,
are white.
shit,
I'm not saying Jews are white. I'm saying Jewish is a religion.
That's
I
why I
just
always
don't
say
know
fair
many
skin.
black people.
I'm gonna always say fair skin. I'm not gonna say white. I'm gonna always say fair skin.
I'm not saying Jews are white. All I'm saying is I don't know Jews. I'm open to meeting them. I would love to meet. I love meeting people with different cultures all the time. I'm just saying I don't know any personally. Talking about from Stu here. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand.
So
Let me ask y'all this. When we talk about the system, are we just talking about the system that is affecting us in the United States, or are we talking about a world system?
I think that it is deeper because I think the American system is the harshest out of all the systems, but there is a system against black people, period. Because I've heard people from the UK. I've heard
is worse.
No,
so when I'm thinking about system, I'm thinking about the system that's really affecting us in the United States. The world, that's like a whole nother story.
Because we don't live those lives every day. We don't
Yeah.
live those
I
lives. I'm
only
saying
speak on
so we
what I
can't.
know and what I
And like
go
I
through.
said, that's why I said I don't think it's a white system that's holding us down. I think it's the richest and whoever they may be. I don't think all of them are white. Now we know they're not necessarily African American or they're of African descent. Now we got some black people up there, but they're not the richest.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So that's
Yeah.
No,
why
so
I'm
But
saying, are we saying we could talk about any kind of system, but we cannot
mm,
say like it's a white system. That's why I asked y'all, do y'all believe it's multiple systems? Or are y'all saying it's just one system? Because again, then we're talking about the American system. And
mhm.
we trying to say, because you know what, when you go over, and I was just in Spain, was it last September? When I was just in Spain last September,
Nails, I
they
think it said South Africa. South African nails.
they don't think of the white man the way the black people think of the white man and they burn.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't
how do they think
enslaved.
about it? Can you elaborate a little bit on
They
that?
ain't go through what we went through. Of
Because
course they're not gonna think
so
of it like
so
that.
so let me just give this example. It's like for the most part, and I'm not gonna say every last one of them, so please forgive me. For the most part, when we thought about Trump getting in office, more black people said, with the exception of some, we're not gonna put this about it was about the money and all of this. More black people said either A, this is gonna be good, or B, this is gonna be bad. Majority of the white people like, let's do it. Today, some of them have a whole different answer. Because not only is it affecting us, it's affecting them.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is when we think of the white man, because again, white and black is colors, that's not necessarily the race. Because you got different type of white people if we're saying white. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm saying we are the only ones, if we go outside of this country, we go to the UK and we meet some black people, they not putting the white people ahead of us.
Hey, Nails, you funny as hell. Nails just said we don't give a fuck about
They
the country.
ain't
We
going
American.
through that. They not going through what we going through over here. Again, once that President Trump said, "Oh, I'm gonna give the cops leeway to handle their business how they want and need to handle their business," that put fear in my heart. I'm like, damn, if I go ahead and get pulled over, and if I go ahead and get fly at the mouth, what's gonna happen to me? I'm not making it home. So again, they're not going through what I'm going through. I'm only speaking on what I know, what I go through, what I view it as this country. I'm not speaking on the whole world. Whole world ain't got shit to do with me right now because I got to go through what I got to go through right here.
What
You know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean?
why
And I
use that
apologize.
example?
I ain't mean to. I'm not cussing at you. I'm just
No.
talking. You know
I
what I'm saying?
understand. What I'm saying is it's not about talking about the whole country though. What I'm saying is a person is only scary in your mind if you make them scary in your mind.
That's true because I could be not afraid of a motherfucker that he pull a gun in my face. I'm automatically afraid of the motherfucker. I'm just saying. Maybe call me a bitch. I don't know. But if let's say I'm not afraid of Jay at all. But if Jay gets mad enough and pulls a gun in my face, I'm instantly afraid of Jay. And I say that so it's not like we're afraid of white people or we're afraid of it's more of we're afraid of the system that is controlled by predominantly those people, right?
Man, my
So
nigga,
the system is
I
the
drive a
gun.
black Charger, tinted windows. They're getting out
Yeah.
their car with their
Yeah.
guns drawn on me when
Yeah,
they
now
see
black.
that I'm
Yeah, Jay, you need to get your.
again.
See, and this is
So with
crazy.
that being
This is
said,
crazy.
But I'm
Jay, you
not
need to get in
saying
the car.
I'm not saying these things are not happening. What I'm saying is we as a people, we make them bigger in our minds than what they really have to be. I'm not saying this. What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be. Why do we have to protect the system? We got to protect the culture. When if we don't even thinking about them and we just do what the fuck we want to do anyway, because half of the time we do it anyway. We don't go about what everything they telling us to do anyway.
right. So, but
Yeah.
that goes back to
But
what I
they
was
worried
saying.
about us.
They go ahead and deem what's
And that's
cool and
why
what
right
ain't
now they
cool.
worried about
That's
that
all
we're not
right.
responding the way they're responding. We like shit. Tear this country up.
We don't
Yeah,
care because
We don't.
I don't know if it was you or somebody else that said it. Like we always found a way to get through
That's
everything because we
exactly what
no,
I'm
already
facts,
saying.
went through
facts, facts, facts.
struggles.
That's
No,
what I'm saying. So we keep making them bigger in our minds than they have to be. If we do
and I'm
the
gonna say
same
that
thing
to
we
say
doing right now, we don't have to worry about it. If we do the
I
same
agree.
exact
Mm-hmm.
thing,
I don't think we need to necessarily make them bigger in our mind, but I think more people just need to be aware of what's going on. And I think now that everything's going on in the country, white people is getting clearer to them like, wait, like this is really fucking with my shit. I'm trying to fuck up their shit, but now this shit is affecting me. And we've been yelling that for hundreds of years, like, do the right thing, like so everybody can be cool.
Do you think it's mostly trauma and survival instincts that brought us into how we think, how we act, how we do stuff now? Or are we just using the same dumbass excuse at this point that we've always used? And I think Boss Lady was talking about how we use excuses for certain stuff. Do you think we use an excuse, or is it more just what we're doing to survive?
We doing whatever we got to do to survive, which is
Hold on, Alicia first.
Yeah,
Alicia,
well,
first.
that's what I was gonna say. I think it's survival. I mean, I think we
we
all
always
been through
do.
trauma as a race or whatever, but like since we're not the majority, a lot of stuff we go through, we learn from survival, rather than taught from our family around us or friends or just us navigating through the world. Everything I think we do is kind of like based off of survival, just so we can make it or survive or better ourselves, period.
True. Lady, what was you gonna say?
I was going to basically say the same thing. We do stuff in survival. Yes, we use excuses when sometimes we do use more excuses than others, but we always do what's best in survival, because for us it's always fight or flight. It's always that's something you come into the world born with. Now you can unlearn some of those things, but you come into the world knowing that we gotta either fight or flight. That if you black, you born into the world with that. That's why I'm saying if we unlearn some of these things, I'm not saying these things don't exist. I'm not saying I don't think nothing about it. If I go right now and drive my Genesis in a predominantly white neighborhood, they're going to pull me over simply because how dare you, black woman, drive a X amount of dollar car with these locks in our neighborhood? I know that's going to happen. That's not going to stop me from doing it.
So I ain't gonna lie, Jay. What you said before scared me for you, right? I ain't know you was driving that black ass car with them tinted ass windows.
It shouldn't matter what I drive though.
It
That's
should
the
not
thing.
matter.
No,
It should not
for real
matter.
though.
So here's the
I
thing,
had
though.
a
You get what
gray
I'm saying?
Jeep with tinted windows like his, and they used to pull me over all the time because they thought I was a black like a black man. And when they seen it
And
was
here's the
me,
thing,
they let me
bro.
go. No ticket, nothing. Like,
And that goes back to what we're talking about, right? That goes back to what we're talking about. I didn't know Jay was driving that, but instantly I said, "Shit, I'm scared for my nigga." That first of all, that shouldn't be a thought in my head. It shouldn't be. It should not be a thought. But the fact that I know Jay's driving this, I'm like, not because I think Jay a bad driver or nothing, or he out here doing some hood nigga shit, but because I know what the system is gonna think about Jay driving that car or pulling them over or whatever. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. It's definitely not cool. And so that's more of a trauma response. That's more of a trauma thing. To because I know what it was like for my brother when he got pulled over by cops. You know, I was 7 or 8 when my brother got pulled over by the cops. And it was a trauma thing for me seeing my brother 17 years old come home punching a hole in the wall because he couldn't punch the cop, because if you punch the cop, you die. You don't gotta kill the cop, you just punched him. And so he had to hold that in and punch a hole in our wall at the house because he was that mad. Why? Because he was driving a nice car. Like you just said, he's driving a nice car, which happened that actually belonged to his girlfriend at the time. Mind you, we grew up in white neighborhoods. They all got, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got nice cars. But because he was the one driving it and the cop pulled him over, we don't. So yes, that's what we're talking about. There's a system here. It should be 100% acceptable for you to drive your car, lady, with your locks and do your damn thing how you want to do it. But let's be real about it here. The system says you don't deserve to have that fucking car. And if
what
you
did
have
you
that
do
car,
to get that car?
what did you do to get that car? You did something
You been
to
slanging that work.
not have the car.
So I think I should say not necessarily that I don't believe there's not a system. I think I don't pay attention to the system because I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. But I'm also the same person that don't let nobody tell me what to do. No way. Because at the end of the day, and let me preface this by saying I come from one of the most segregated cities in America. So I know these things exist. I had to take it out of my mind, because if I fell into that same thing, I would never got out of it. I would have never bettered myself because of this is what they say, this is all I can be. I was born to a mother who was a teenage mother. Statistics say all of these things. Just because you know these things don't mean you have to be those things. And that's why I'm saying is if we stop putting the system at the forefront of our mind, maybe we would believe that we could be anything that we wanted to be.
I mean,
Because
that goes
Yeah, I like
for
that.
who you are, though. I say you may not be the same for, you know what I'm saying, somebody else that thinks,
Because
oh,
blue is
the
hot over
system.
here.
Like, for example, I believe there's a system. I'm letting it be in the forefront of my head so I can go ahead and basically survive, right? But I'm not letting that deter me from my goals and aspirations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do understand that my circumstance ain't the same circumstances as everybody else. But
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I'm not gonna be like, oh, there ain't no system. Is to walk around like and not believing in it because I know it is. I know what I
And
gotta
that
do
just
I know
come
what I
with
gotta do to
being
survive.
aware.
And I know, yeah, exactly. I know
Mm.
just being aware of it.
But that's why when he asks, do we sometimes make excuses? That's what I say. That's what I
Uh,
believe.
uh,
One of our
one of
excuses
our
is
excuses.
is the system. The system ain't gonna let me. The system didn't tell you to lay in the bed all day today and then get on Call of Duty for the next 17 hours like you don't got no rent to pay.
Talk to me like that.
System
Nigga,
told
be
me to do
talking to me
that,
like
sis.
that.
Oh,
I
you
ain't
too
gonna hold
loud
you.
right now.
Hold on.
System told me to do that.
The system
Shit.
didn't tell you to
Hey,
do that.
The
hey,
system
No,
told me to
for
do that.
real.
hey,
Said,
how you
Jay, call off, play
I'm
this
about to get on
game.
Call of Duty when we get
Listen,
off of
we
here,
already know
girl.
we Call of Duty addicts. We are Call of Duty addicts. But
I
if you
am not
know,
him. I am a rivals addict now. I have been freed from my
yeah,
Call of Duty
I forgot.
chains.
I forgot. You have gotten free from the Call of Duty
No,
chains.
I'm not a
But
slave no more.
when it come across your Twitch feed in the next 2 months, how hard we about to go, you will be back,
Oh,
sir.
I'm definitely
You
gonna be
will be
back. I'm
back.
definitely gonna be back. But right now,
Cause
I'm
you're gonna be
enjoying
like,
my
damn,
variety.
that's fun. Let me get back on there and see what's going on over here.
I'm
Mhm.
definitely back. But right
So
now, I'm enjoying my variety. So hold on. I wanna address something in the chat real quick because he said why do men always punch holes in the walls? It's because it's the only thing that won't sue us.
I was
The
about to
only,
say it's safe.
like it's the only
So
thing
many
safe
times
for us
I'm
to punch.
gonna punch somebody and I can't.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of times as a man that we can't release. Period. So when we do release, we then have to figure out how to release without catching a case. So it's like so that's just that's it. So that's to answer your question. Why did my brother punch a hole in the wall? Because it's either that or I mean he could did a pillow, but the pillow don't give the same. You know what I'm saying? Don't get the same oomph. Like you need to break something.
it's the question like that anyway.
That was guap.
Who
But
punches holes in the wall? Wherever the release come, use it.
I don't know. Maybe you've never experienced that type of rage to where you punch a hole in the. But I've experienced that type of rage where it's like, yo, something has to break because if it ain't me, something and the wall is just the easiest thing. But yeah, you get epoxy and you fix that shit. But who punches holes in the walls, bitches? Well, damn, cat. I'm a bitch. That was Twitch shit. I guess I'm a bitch. My brother a bitch. All the men that punch holes in the walls is bitches.
Wow.
Apparently,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy. So what you was talking about before, lady, about lack of accountability is kind of be the next question. So I'm gonna let lady answer this question first. How much of this that we're talking about today is just a lack of opportunity versus a lack of accountability?
Mm.
Subjective.
Okay.
Because every is apples to oranges. Everything there's not a one size fits all to being black. There's not a one size fits all. You can say, okay, I'm scared, Jay, that you drive a car with dark tints. That can be for him. He not scared. He know what comes with it. I could be like on my end, oh, I would never do that. So it's subjective. It's not just a lack of opportunity. It's not just a lack of accountability. It's subjective to whatever the circumstances at the time. That's why I say sometimes we need to when we're faced with something, we don't need to talk to everything right away. Sometimes we gotta let it simmer, let it cook. So we can figure out what's the best possible outcome. What can we do about this? Because sometimes throwing money at a problem, which is what sometimes we say we don't have opportunity because we don't have no money. That's not always that's don't always fix the problem. Cause I know niggas that'll give you $1 million. You can give them $1 million tomorrow and they ain't gonna do nothing right with it. But I could give you $1 million tomorrow and you might say, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my podcast. I'm gonna buy a camera for this. I'm gonna buy a camera for this. I'm gonna buy Does that mean he had lack of accountability? Or did you have lack of accountability? So it's subjective.
Definitely is. Okay, I can agree with that. Alicia, what do you think? Is it more of a lack of opportunity or lack of accountability when it comes to rising up for our Black people?
Actually agree with what Boss Lady just said. Like, it's subjective. I don't think it's really like her example, like how you gonna to use your opportunity or resources that's available. And then sometimes you could look at situations where it's like, okay, people that came from the quote unquote ghetto are millionaires now. They use whatever resources they had at the time and built themselves up. Then you got people that came from good lives, better lives than them, and fuck off and end up homeless or something. So
Okay,
it's all
okay.
subjective.
I'm gonna go last. I kind of agree with Guac saying right now in chat, but I'm gonna go last. Jay, what do you think? Lack of accountability or lack of opportunity?
I'm gonna agree with everybody else because it does make sense. Everybody's situation is different. I have plenty of friends that I work with right next to me building seats that had 2 degrees. That went to school and got 2 degrees and they building a seat right next to me. Now that ain't saying that they silly for doing that. That's saying that they had to go somewhere in the line down in their life. They had to go ahead and make a decision. Was it me being jobless for the X amount of months and years to figure out how I'm gonna use my degrees, or me hopping to the nearest hole in the wall ass factory and live about their lives? So
I
I
feel that.
believe it's definitely subjective.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I think it's both, and the reason why I say that is because yes, 100% is the lack of accountability for some people. 100%. Like, yeah, if I give you $1 million and you blow that shit on strippers and hoes and okay, yeah, you just dumb as fuck. You don't, you know what I'm saying? I get that. But on the flip side, I think there is a lot of people who have everything going for themselves. They have the mindset, they have the drive, they have all that. They're just not given the opportunity on purpose. They're not giving it to them. Now, can you bust through that? Yeah, you can, but let's be like that shit weighs on you heavy. It weighs on you super heavy. And it's getting to that point where it's getting dark. So I gotta hurry this up because I'm dark skinned, can't see me, and I don't got my ring light. But it gets to that point where it gets heavy because it's like, damn, I'm doing everything. Okay, for instance, let me put it this way. I've tried to start a business multiple times. Okay. And I always got to the same wall every time. That wall was, this is a great idea. It's a great idea. So how much you got? How much money can you put down? How much money can you invest into this? Well, nobody's gonna invest in you until you invest in yourself. So until you put money into your own shit, I'm not putting my money towards it. Okay, cool. I get that. That makes sense business wise, 100%. So I get the whole opportunity part. No one ever took opportunity on me personally. Now, I say there's been a lot of times where you have to that kind of goes back to the eye test that I've talked about, right? There are some people who are just given opportunities just because they look good, which is why I say it's both. You have to have a good mix of the opportunity and the preparation. For my dad told me this when I was a young kid. There's no such thing as luck. It's just preparation and opportunity. And so what I'm saying is both. There are people who prepared and prepared and prepared, and that's how they're not using excuses. So that way, excuse me. So that way, when the opportunity came, they hit that shit and they were just gone. They're good, right? So I think that it's got to be a mix of both. You have to prepare. You have to not be lazy. You can't be. You have to hold yourself accountable. So when your shot is given to you, you can blow up. That's why I say it's both.
Your biggest problem when it comes to the opportunity that you feel like you're not receiving is your lack of confidence. I go back to what I've been telling you for the last 17 years. The lack of confidence. Your eye test shit, I'm not saying that ain't a real thing, right? But if it is a thing, you just don't have no confidence in yourself to throw on a nice shirt, and some nice jeans, and some nice shoes and get the fuck up out of that motherfucking house and go out there and explore and get those opportunities that you feel like you ain't getting. So what Nell say? Go get a haircut. Or go to mother, get yourself together so you can go ahead and try to receive these opportunities and not make the excuses that you say that you tired of black people making. Just a thought. Just a thought.
That's for me. That's for me
Just a
personally.
thought. Because you literally have a lot of wonderful fucking traits. That's why this podcast is doing so well. And also with the consistency thing. You're doing well with it. Just keep it up. And all you gotta do is add on what you feel like you missing. The eye test.
So then
I
there go
sent you
your next question, Stu, right there. Is do black people, is it a mindset thing for us sometimes? Because that's a whole different question than if it's accountability or opportunity. Is it a mindset sometimes? And that's why I'm saying again, for all the people who want to fight me in the comments and so on and so forth, it's a
Dang.
mindset. It's a main thought. It's a mindset thing.
I ain't gonna lie,
Because
people
if
been
I
on
feel
boss
like
lady ass in the comments.
if
Dang,
you,
they attacking her in the comments?
I'm used to this
Heavy,
though. But
heavy.
but I'm unapologetically me. And I'm gonna still be me when it's all over. But at the end of the day, it's a mindset thing because if I tell myself every day that I can't, I absolutely cannot. It's the same thing Jay is telling you right now, Stu. It's a mindset thing. If you wake up and tell yourself, I'm the best person for the job, you're gonna become the best person for the job. Because at the end of the day, we've watched some of our own people that had nothing. We watched them go to the rise to the highest occasion. I remember watching Mafia-thon 3 just this past couple months to see where that young man has went from nothing to something was all a mindset thing. He didn't let nothing stop him. And I think what happens is when we go from being kids to teenagers and real world start kicking our ass, we lose some of that I can be and I can do anything I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I'm
And
that's a
not
that's
gonna
fact.
lie, that's
because
definitely for
that's
me.
because they start to teach us. So not saying that we don't have to be aware of the system and we don't have to tell our kids about the system, but we don't make it this big scary thing that, oh, the system is gonna get you because now you putting your kid in a box. When you want them to believe they can be anything they want to be so they can understand, well, if I just put my mind to it, I can do it.
I agree.
I'm going through a lot of life right now. I believe the biggest problem is me because it's the things that it's the things that I've told myself along the process. Yes, the system caused some of these problems. The white people, I had some problems with the white people, which is why my circumstances where it is today. But I'm the only one who's gonna get me out of it. But if I don't believe that, it don't matter what Susie down the street think of me. If I can't get myself out of it, I'ma still be in this same circumstance.
Yeah, that's self-awareness right there. Sometimes you do gotta look within, get your mind right,
You
or
definitely
fake
do.
it till you make it.
You just
You gotta fake it till you make it. Like, fake it
and
till you make it.
fake it till you make it works and it don't work. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm just speaking about me here. Fake it till you make it will get you to the door. It'll get you past the crowds of dumb people. It'll get you past the crowds of all that other shit. But to actually walk into the door of what we're talking about today, the super successful, and I'm talking about super successful, there has to be some mindset to it. Like you said, that man Kai Cenat has a mindset and a drive that is way better than mine. 100. And I'm being honest, that's for right now. I'm building my shit. But for right now, he had the mindset, or maybe that's just his personality. Nothing's going to fucking stop me at all. I've been stopped a lot. So in my life, I've been homeless multiple times. I've
that's
gone
what
through a lot
happened.
of
No,
shit
that's what
multiple
happens,
times.
Stu. It
So
ain't the fact that your mindset wasn't the same. When I met you 5 years ago, you had that same mindset. But what happened was life experiences altered that. So that's all that is. His life experiences ain't your life experiences.
that's true.
He
That's
was he
true.
was he was he was, fortunate enough to have however his path was. And again, his journey is for him and your journey is for you. As long as you continue to pray and go ahead and keep it moving, we good. And again, don't measure your success because he got a million fucking subs. Your success could be different than his. My success is different from everybody's. If I could go ahead and pay my month's rent with my sub money, then I'm successful as fuck.
No, for
You
real.
can't tell me shit.
And look, and I think I told Jay and I told my small circle of friends that, like, for instance, like, I'm real happy right where I am right now. because I can think of just 6-7 months ago, I had to live with somebody I can't fucking stand out of survival. But now, literally 6 months later, I'm good. I'm paying my bills. Do I gotta do some shit I don't want to do it? Yeah. I can't content create full time like I want to, but at least I'm not surviving anymore, right? And I think that's what I want to get to. The point I want to take from this whole podcast is like, I don't want to see my people, especially after going to black college. I kind of have a pretty strong black pride, and so it hurts my black pride when I see people like us do stuff that can jeopardize us. Viewpoint wise, we're talking about optics here. We're talking about optics because at the end of the day, what we do don't jeopardize us, like, you know, physically or nothing. But I'm talking about optics here because the system is watching. Big Brother is watching, however you want to put it. And so yes, I think of optics a lot more than a normal person does, right? And so because, like I said, Jay, I have been a victim of the eye test a lot, and so I think about the eye test a lot for a lot of people. There's been a lot of times I put people on into certain situations where I probably shouldn't, and I should have took that spot because I didn't think that I would pass the eye test. So I'm not even getting the door. So let me just stop. And that's a mindset for me I have to fix, right? But I think other black people have that same mindset when it comes to certain things with the system. Like you said, lady, you don't have that mindset. So you have to just, the system ain't gonna hold me back. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. But there's a lot of people where the system is very real, very prevalent, and they feel the same way about the system of how I do about the eye tests. So it's something that we need to come together as a people and realize, like, yo, we can get over this. And it starts with uplifting your brothers and sisters, even if you don't know them. Too many times we fight each other over, and we fight each other. We fight each other over the dumbest shit, especially with all these YNs around here doing the crazy shit. We're doing just for clouts, clicks, or just the dumbest shit, and we fight each other, kill each other, we're doing all this for dumb stuff, and so uplifting each other.
I
So the
think we
whole
just
point that, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just think sometimes we need to, when you used to get in trouble in public, you about to do something bad in public, and your mom pull you to the side and whisper in your ear what's gonna happen if you keep acting like that. I think we need to start doing that more instead of getting on pages like, I'm not gonna even say no name because we ain't gonna cause no problems for you. But we get on pages and then we just call each other out.
No,
And call.
I said say it.
I think sometime we need to pull each other to the side and say, listen, bro, listen, sis, it's a better way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we could get along better if we do that because we don't need to humiliate you every time you make a mistake.
Right.
Don't need to. And that's why I love it. I don't know if it's you or I think Alicia said it, getting to the point where we educate people instead of humiliate them. Because we got to. Which is why I'm going to have the Willie Lynch podcast. Because like I said, a lot of black people don't even know who the hell he is. And I saw people try to talk about whether he was real or not, and whether Willie Lynch letter is really a thing. And it's crazy because I've actually done my own due diligence with this. I've talked to Willie Lynch. I'm not no, that was crazy as fuck. I didn't talk to Willie. I've talked to people about Willie Lynch. This man Jay said,
Excuse me?
this man Jay said, you old as fuck. God, now look. No, I've talked to people about Willie Lynch. When I used to work at a grocery store, I asked people, hey, do you know who Willie Lynch is? When I asked black people, I got two answers. Who the hell is that? Or I heard the name, but that's just some old Negro spiritual culture shit, right? Those responses I got from black people. From white people, or people non-black, I should say, I've gotten, he's a great man. I've even had somebody say he was a visionary. That shit was just scary. Never talk to that customer again. So people of white culture know who Willie Lynch is, 100%. So in my book, there's not a question of whether he was a real person or not. It's not a question of, oh yeah, stop publicly shaming your people. Okay, yeah. So if in my case, I don't think Willie Lynch is a real person because it's just too much of what actually happened for the Willie Lynch letter to be fake. When I read it, and like I said, I can't wait for this podcast. When I read it, everything we talked about in today's podcast, everything we talked about in previous podcasts about black culture, it's just too much of that letter to be in it for it to not be real. And for anybody who's watching this, if you want to get a headset, just read the letter. Just read the letter, or listen to it on YouTube. Just do it. I promise you, it will change your life. And I view things differently because of that, right? And I want better for my black people after reading that. So when I think of the system, I think of that. I think of the system that Willie Lynch created. Because at the end of the day, when black people came here from Africa, they couldn't control us. You feel me? They couldn't control us, which is why they sent for him, because they couldn't control us at first. But I'm gonna say this question right here, last question. Also, lady, when you picture when you picture a healed, elevated black community, what does that look like? The vision you have in your head when you think about a healed, non-excuse given community, however you want to picture it, of black community. What is it? What does your vision look like?
Can't say that I can picture that because again, we would have to all come to a place where because what we just explained all here together is we all think of the system in a different type of way. So for us to be healed and coming together and successful, I think we've seen the highs and the lows of it already. I think every day we're striving. I think every day we're striving to be a healed black community. But again, it's just like anybody will tell you, you can't take everybody with you. So I don't know if I can picture that for you. I can't even give you what that looks like. I think that I go around people that make me feel like what that would probably be like.
I
Because
like that answer.
it's not gonna be it's not a one size fits all. It's not a one answer because again, we just said it in so many different ways. Everybody think of the system in a different way. You just explain what the system could be. But again, it could be for me the rich versus the poor versus middle class. Some people don't believe middle class exists. You know what I'm saying? And so everything is subjective. It depends on who you've been around, how you was raised, and your life experiences. And so I don't know if we could get to a place where we all healed and we all happy. I think we create those communities inside of our community because prior to I think Clubhouse is one of those things where I seen the black people elevate, but then we also were the same people that tore whole Clubhouse all the way back down. I've seen us come together in threads. I've seen us come together in Twitch. Those look like the black community, but one thing happens and we tear that all back down. So I don't know what that looks like. I think it looks like positivity. I think it looks like everybody being accountable for themselves, taking care of opportunities, believing in themselves. But do I believe like what that actually looks like? Do I dream of that? Not necessarily, because I think that happens within whatever your world looks like.
Good answer. I like that. I like that. Jay, what about you?
What it look like for me? It look like every person that looks like me receiving the ultimate aid. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about at least one meal. One meal for every taxpayer that looks like me, right? Us coming together, rebuilding basically Black Wall Street. Us also as a community helping those single parent households raise those YNs in a better environment and situation than what they are currently in. Us having not only one leader but multiple leaders to help us basically flip that money that we also were given. Shit, in a sense, shit online, it looked like that community. It it looked like that community for real. You know what I'm saying? Just a community that's just loving and giving. Like in a sense, when it's all said and done.
No facts. I mean, Jay, you over here offending the YNs. He said, I think it starts with you not calling them YNs. Hey, Ty, you a
You know?
YN. It's okay, bro. Sorry. Sorry,
I
bro.
mean, shit, back in the day they was called dope boys, so it's like, they
Man,
always
there's
had a
always
title.
a name. For every generation, there's
It's
always a
always
name.
it's always a name.
I think it evolves and I think some of them take that offensively, but I think when you
Touche.
get to be about 30, 40 years old, we not like the aunties and the uncles. And so the YNs is everybody below us. Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. And I wanna bring up something brought up here in chat. Nels was saying, where's that? She thinks that a perfect community would be everyone be agreeing on the same page, being able to agree. And I think that's being unified. And I like how you said that, Nels. Being unified because and I say this because let's think about when it talks about people voting for Trump, white people, whether they like Trump or not, was unified. The last time black people came together, politically at least, in a unified front was Obama. That was the last time black people came together, came out the woodworks. Auntie, you can't get to the polls, I'm gonna pick you up. I don't even like my damn auntie, but I'm gonna pick you up and take you. That's unified, right? You don't gotta like somebody to help them out. And I like you said, Jay, getting to the point where we help each other out, where the system is helping. But I think that a black community to get away from this black fatigue, how to help the black fatigue is realizing when people need help, how to help them. Instead of like Alicia was saying before, we gotta educate our brothers and sisters, not just crucify them, not make them feel a certain way just because they feel a certain way. Like that my man Ty. Okay, I need to put this back on white screen so I can have some light. My man Ty might be a YN, but you know what? He a cool YN. You feel me? He ain't out there doing all the crazy shit. You feel me?
You know what else too? I think we gotta learn how to agree to disagree and vice versa. That it's okay if you disagree with me. I don't have to cancel you. It's
Cancel culture needs to get canceled. It's the dumbest shit ever. Because at the end of the day, how I feel today can change in 10 years. And how like the fact that people get canceled because they said something when they was 15 and the dumbass when they was 15, we all dumbasses when we were teenagers. All of us. And now at 30, I don't think or say y'all, you know,
I think the cancel culture only it's only for smaller people, right? Because it's big streamers that we watch all the damn time, and they say some wild shit, and they still around.
they still around for sure. That
So
is true.
I think that is only for us, smaller content creators, right?
I agree. A lot of people are selfish. God damn, like 5 messages came in at one time. Y'all typing in the YouTube chat. I love this. Because like 5 messages came in at the same time. But yeah, so yeah. So I think for me, a perfect culture would have to be kind of like a mix, whatever what y'all was saying. We all gotta agree. We all have to be unified. I want to be able to I want to build the Black Wall Street back up. I want to get it back. But that doesn't happen until black
they
people
working
are
on it.
okay.
They working on it.
Yeah, I
They
know.
working on it.
I'm part of it. I get the emails. I know. Um, but but I want to get back to that, right? To where we need to see and invest in black people before we go outside our race. It's shameful that the black dollar is the most prevalent dollar in all of the world, but yet the money does not stay in the black community. We're the last on the list for where the money stays in, but we're the biggest on the list for the most buying power. It's crazy. We have the most buying power, but yet it don't stay inside the community. It makes no damn sense.
But
So
you
that's
know what we don't do that other people do that doesn't help us with that? Other people study us. We only study them to either decide if they are a threat or are they cool.
true.
They
That's facts.
so when we talk about, let's say, the beauty supply store, they study the black women and how the hair and all of that, and they come up with a solution. We don't study them. We too busy trying to fight with each other, number one. Or two, we too busy trying to stay together and say, oh, we don't need them. We don't need them at all. We don't need them at all. No, we need to study them like they study us. We case studies in some people's cultures. Whole case studies on us.
Ebonics is a class at Harvard. Ebonics is 100% a class in Harvard. Look it up. I'm not lying. Ebonics. When I heard that, I was like, what? These niggas studying Ebonics as an elective. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I wish I would have said that because sometimes I don't know what the fuck these niggas be saying. But uh yeah, so we gotta be more unified. Definitely gotta be more unified. Rebuild Black Wall Street. Finances are microcosm of the issue. We can be rich in our black account and poor in our mindset. 100%. Nails, and you've been preaching this for a while, and I think all of this needs to be said. We have got to be strong in our mindset, and that starts with in home. It starts with black mothers and fathers not tearing down they sons and daughters because they got their own trauma. People get therapy. Get therapy.
Start with loving yourself.
So, and sometimes it's hard for you to love yourself if you don't even know what there's to love about yourself. Therapy will help you learn what you love about yourself. Get some therapy. Everybody needs a therapist. Everybody needs it because you got to learn to love yourself, man. You got to learn to love yourself, easy to pass on to the next person. And so that way, black fatigue won't be as big of a thing, you know?
And if you love yourself, then you'll pick better mates because now you know what you need for yourself.
Facts.
And then we can teach our kids
Look,
the right
Facts.
things to do. It's a trickle down effect.
you got to pick better mates because I'm getting sick. You know, we talk about black fatigue. I'm sick of the baby mama, baby daddy shit. Let's talk about that. That's a real black fatigue. Yeah, I do know about the Reconstruction era. 100%. Dang, she did came out. I forgot the question I was about to ask. Oh yeah, so this gonna keep it, you know, keep it sweet. We're gonna wrap it up here. So for the people listening to this podcast who feel this same type of fatigue that we're talking about, whether it's ghetto culture or black people as a whole, if you're not black, what's one thing that they can do to make a difference in their own circle right now to lessen the feeling of that fatigue? Lady, you go first.
They just talk to one another, have those open discussions, and not if you know that this person has the best intentions for you, be open to it. We don't know everything. I don't know everything. I allow my friends, but I also pick great friends, right? So that I know that they have the heart to tell me what they trying to say and they're not trying to offend me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I don't pick people that so if you start with picking so it go back to the same thing Jay said last week, the same thing you saying this week. It start with loving yourself and then coming into your circle and knowing that we all love each other. So just because I say this to you does not mean I love you any less and I think that you stupid or you dumb or you not gonna get it. And then on the other side of receiving it.
Thank you. I think receiving is they're both for equally. Before I say what I'm gonna say, they both are equally important. Sending how you deliver something and how you receive it are both equally important. But at the same time, god damn it, be willing to receive some shit. Because okay, let me tell you something. There was something that when I was making the flyer for this week's episode, I was sitting in the Discord with Vibes, and I was like, yeah, Vibes, like I want it to be this way, but like it ain't going how I want it. And Vibes like, no, so just go ahead, do it this way. At first, I was like, man, fuck that shit. But at deep down, I knew she was right, and I ended up changing it. And I found a way to make it. And then Jay, I sent you the flyer. You used it on social and stuff like that. And we found a way to coexist. But if I wasn't able to receive what she was giving me, my flyer would not have been really good. It wouldn't have been a good ass flyer. So I think that is very important on both sides. You have to learn how to talk to people, but at the same time, you got to learn how to receive from people as well, because you know
Yourself.
it starts with that.
It start with loving yourself because now you know the type of people that you need and the people that you don't need.
And everybody needs somebody. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I hate those type of people. I don't need nobody. No, everybody needs fucking somebody. Everybody needs. That's the dumbest shit. Every time somebody says that, I'm like, I'm not fucking with you no more. Because everybody needs somebody, bro. You can be
Absolutely.
strong-willed and you can be powerful. You can be strong in the mind all you want to. That's cool. But everybody has a weak moment. Jesus had a weak moment, and you are not stronger than Jesus. I'm sorry. Let's be real. A weak moment where even he cursed God. So if Jesus can curse God, I know sure in hell you can too. And he was perfect. So I know it's not mixed religion, but Jay, going off to you, man. I'm asking the question once again, bro. Like, for the people who are listening to this, watching the show, what's one thing they can do to make a difference in how they change their inner circle when it comes to this black fatigue thing?
I'm gonna piggyback off what Boss Lady said. As far as one, loving yourself, two, being confident in who you are, actually knowing, everything that you need from the party that you're speaking to or the people that you surround yourself with, people that you surround yourself with. And also understand that y'all not gonna be on the same page. You have to have an understanding spirit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be okay with agreeing to disagree. That's the biggest thing. Like, you gotta be okay with me and you not gonna see eye to eye on this topic, so we just gonna walk away and just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I feel this way, you feel that way, and it's all respect. It ain't you disrespecting me, and it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I meant to tell you, when it came to that black on black crimes,
Mhm.
majority of black on black crimes is always have a substance in it. It's always a drug or alcohol before it starts and ends.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I meant to tell you that back about an
How
hour and
about
a half ago. About an hour and a half ago. But yeah, it's always a substance in there. But anyways, yeah, just
And
be
I think
confident with yourself.
and I think you also, again, I think we said this before. I don't think you always need to cancel everything that you're leaving, but know that sometime that season has ended with those people, and it's okay, and you can get a new. And then sometimes you don't even have to leave them. I'm gonna just change how much of this I intake. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So if Jay is my friend and Stu is my friend, but I'm not agreeing with everything Stu is saying, but I still love Stu, and maybe I'm gonna give him the space to grow. I may start talking to Jay more than I talk to Stu. That don't mean I love you any less. It's just at different times we need different things. And we not the same person we was, even if we've been friends 10 years, we're not the same person we was at 25, that we gonna be at 35. We not gonna be the same people at 45. So I think you gotta decide. But again, I think Jay hit it right on the head. I think it starts with knowing yourself and being self-aware and spending time with you. Spending time with you can help your circle the most.
I gotta say, I say this to a lot of people. I say this on damn near every podcast, man. Shout out to my circle that I've accumulated. I ain't gonna say I built because y'all found me, but that I've accumulated throughout my podcast and throughout my streaming career. Y'all have really helped me grow to love myself more because yeah, that it is true. Like when you love yourself, and as you grow to learn yourself, there's certain things you just like. You know what? That's just dumb. I'm like, I'm not. That's just dumb, bro. Like, ain't no point in me doing that. That battle's not worth fighting. That whatever. So that is just dumb. So, and I think that goes like you said. You gotta, like you said, Jay. You gotta be able to love yourself and know yourself, but also get educated and get therapy. I think
Yeah.
because this whole black fatigue thing, I think we all can agree on, this whole black fatigue thing came from just people believing stereotypes, and then they see one thing. Oh, that's a fucking stereotype. They are just like the niggas. They're ghetto. Like, no, ghetto is just a term that was created when they talk about Jewish people who lived in ghettos. That was a term for the community. That is not a term of how people act. The YN is just another term. We need to stop having terms dictate people and words dictate people or astrology dictate people. No, it's not. It's not that I don't like you because you are Aries. I don't like you because you are you.
But just think though.
Like,
Just think though. That goes back to what was said. Like, if you love yourself and you confident in who you are, you're not gonna let these stereotypes, you know what I'm saying, too much
exactly,
dictate you. So the
exactly.
therapy and the, you know what I'm saying, get your self awareness back is, that's a start.
And also, you gotta learn how to respect people, even if you don't, like you said, even if you don't agree. Like Nell was saying, everybody, even if you don't agree, I don't gotta agree with you to be cool with you. Like I'm cool with a lot of people where I can't stand their point of views. But here's the thing about a point of view: it can change, and then we cool.
Yeah,
it can change. So for my what I would say to people who are watching this episode, is watching the podcast: A, love yourself. B, get educated. And C, don't be mad at your brother or sister if they not always that if they don't always agree with you. Just live your life, and they may come around. If they don't, then they don't. But just live your life. Next week, we're having a really great discussion. I still need guests. For next week. So if y'all want to be on the podcast, let me know. Hit me up on Twitch, Twitter, and I have a lot of slots open for a lot of different things. But next week, we're talking about the cozy trap. What is it like when we're talking about all the people who have relationships just because it's cold outside and they don't want to be alone? Next week, we talking about the people, you know what I'm saying? How about we're going to put it out this way. It's cuffing season. Yeah, all that. Next week, we talking about the cozy trap the big boy season. Why does Stu only get love 3 months out the year? Like, that's what
Like,
we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's next week's podcast, man. It's gonna be a banger. So if y'all wanna talk about that on the podcast, let me know. And if not, you already know where we're gonna be at Sunday, 3 p.m. right here on Big Stu Gaming. And you guys are not going to miss it. So as always, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Lady, you are awesome. So glad you make it today. Jay, Leisha, Devin, if y'all watching the rest of this podcast at home, thank y'all. It was awesome having y'all. And always remember, it can be hot outside, but it's also going to be cool down here and cool down then. So I want to thank y'all for coming in. Catch y'all next time.